microphones ring. Yo, what's up, my people? Let's get this karaoke started! Subscribers know what they gonna get. Off-key singing, man, I make them sweat. Comment section blowing up with LOLs. Algorithm loves it when I lose control. 10 million views just me and myself. Bitch correction, I'll leave that on the shelf. Auto-tune crying in the corner, yo, while I'm here just letting my raw voice flow. I'm the stream thing, making microphones ring. Got a million subscribers, bling. Can't sing, but I do my thing. I'm the stream thing, making microphones ring. Can't sing, but I do my thing. Do my thing. Do my thing. Trending page, yeah, I'm taking space. Live stream starting, got that happy face. Vocal coach reactions make me laugh. When it cringe, you cut their videos in half. But the fans keep coming back for more, cause they know I'm just here to score. 0 points for technique or skill, but 100 for keeping it real. Let's go! Stream King, white thing, yeah! Stream King, white king, white thing, yeah! Bad notes make the views explode. Every fail's another episode. Can't stop, won't stop, this is how we roll. Amateur hours, how we rock and roll. Stream thing, making microphones ring. Got a million subscribers, bling. Can't sing, but I do my thing. Stream thing, making microphones ring. Can't sing, but I do my thing. Scream thing. I'm breaking every rule of sound. My vocals hit the ground and bounce. You cringe, I grin, I'll never stop. Critics say I flop, but watch me rock. Hey, can't bring me down. Watch me crash and burn. Hey, can't bring me down. Watch me crash and burn. I'm the king of disaster, master of none. Breaking every note but having all the fun. Watch me climb this mountain just to fall right off. When I hit those high notes, everybody scoffs. Everybody scoffs, yeah. My confidence is through the roof. My skill level's living proof that talent's just a state of mind. Leave perfectionism behind. Hey, won't back down. Watch me crash and burn. I'm the king of disaster, master of none. Breaking every note but having all the fun. Watch me climb this mountain just to fall right off. When I hit those high notes, everybody scoffs. Everybody scoffs, yeah. I will survive. disaster, master of none, breaking every note but having all the fun. Watch me climb this mountain just to fall right off. When I hit those high notes, everybody's gone. Everybody's gone. Yeah. King of disaster. I saw your channel last night. Your singing made me laugh, but something wasn't right. The way you scream those lyrics totally off key, but man, your energy's what everyone needs to see. You're jumping around your room, don't care about pitch, just having so much fun, you found your niche. The comments say you suck, but you just smile. Keep posting every week, that's just your style. Your views are climbing higher, your haters steal your fire. The worse you sing, the more they watch. You got them all beware. Can't sing, but you don't care. Watch your views soar through the air. They can't stop you now. Watch you destroy that power ballad track. Your voice was cracking bad, but you fought back. Dancing like a maniac, pure dedication. Building up your army, your subscriber nation. The way you hit those notes, so far from right, but every single video's a pure delight. They say, please stop the pain. You say, no way, cause being terrible is gonna make your day. Your confidence is growing, your channel keeps on flowing. The comments make you stronger now. You're absolutely glowing. Can't sing, but you don't care. Watch your views soar through the air. They can't stop you now. Mentors, here comes the high note. Yeah. Keep being you, man, that's what we love. Your videos are gold sent from above. 100,000 strong, they're here to stay. Your awful singing brightens up their day. So crank that microphone, destroy that song. Show everyone it's right to be so wrong. Cause at the end of the day, what matters most is having fun and being your own boss. Since you don't care. Oh, but so please don't pray, yeah. I care so bright, I care so bright, care so bright, can't sing but you don't care. Watch your views soar through the air. They can't stop you.
Alright, how is everybody tonight? Gotta do the hacker look, right? Man, did that just time out on me? Alright, hold on one second here. Yeah, I did. Alright, we'll just sign in a minute. Alright guys, how is everybody tonight? That's a little bit of my AI songs that I created. So, I hope everybody's having a good day. I'm trying to burn up the last 6 hours of my StreamYard before it resets tomorrow. So, pretty much what today's stream is going to be, I did a music stream yesterday, so I was like, I'm going to mix it up a little bit again today. We're going to do a little bit of hacking, a little bit of playing some music, and, yeah, and we're going to do a little bit of karaoke. So, like I said, this is going to be probably around a 6-hour stream, possibly. Maybe it might end before that. But I want to step through with a little bit of a CTF I want to show you guys. So let me get my screen here. And let's see. Let's share the screen. And there's really no audio on this one, so I don't have to worry about that. Actually, I'll do the audio just in case. Okay. And let's see, bring it up here on the screen. All right, now you guys should be able to see it. And let's see if it'll put me. There we go. All right, yeah, you guys should be able to see me on the left-hand side of the screen. All right, so pretty much what we're going to be doing today, we're going to do a little CTF. And let me see if I think I got some more music here. I'm going to turn it down a little bit so we can have some little ambience while we're doing some hacking. Alright, it's nice and low. Sounds pretty good in my ears. Hopefully it's not too loud on your all side. Should be nice and low. Alright. So pretty much what we're going to be doing today is we're going to do a little CTF. So just to give you guys a rundown what's going on here. Anybody that's kind of new to the channel, hasn't got to see any of this stuff before. Pretty much what we're doing here is, this is a Windows 10. So I got this on the second screen here. And we're going to run a virtual machine. So this virtual machine we're running is, going to be running two machines. So just think of them as separate computers, okay? This is going to be our attack machine. This is the device we're going to be using. This is Kali Linux. And then if you look up here, this is going to be the target that we're going to be hacking into, okay? Disclaimer, just so anybody that's new, all the information that I show you is for ethical purposes only. I do not share to use any of my content or any of these techniques that I might show you. Again, they're standard techniques, but we're doing this ethically, right? So if you don't have any consent or written permission to be able to use these on any other targets or devices, it's completely illegal. And I do not condone that, and you can be prosecuted. So just beware, okay? Again, this is for training purposes only, to be able to learn some cybersecurity. And also I like to share this just to show end users, people at home and stuff, on it's not that sophisticated to be truthful. Once you kind of learn some of the techniques and stuff, you get better as you go, and a CTF is a capture the flag. So this is created to be vulnerable, so you can exploit it, so you can practice your skills that you're learning on how to attack a device. So as you see here, this is going to be a Linux machine. This is a Ubuntu machine. So as you see, this is where the user would be logging in, okay? So let's say, here's your user, right? Oh, and just to show you again, this is a virtual machine. So the way that we've got this set up and stuff, this is a home lab. So we've got it set in our own network, okay? So again, we're doing this on our own devices, our own hardware. And the reason we do this, if we do any exploits or run any malware or viruses or, like I said, anything, we don't want it to escape onto our network, okay? So we want it, turn that down just a little bit. We don't want it to be where it can escape, right, out onto our network to damage our devices or damage any other devices that might be connected on the network, right? So a virtual machine virtualizes, simulates all that, and what you can do is you can do anything, and I can destroy this machine, and we take screenshots, right? What there are, they're save points, right? So what I can do is, after I destroy a machine, I can reset it. So, and also other stuff I want to show you guys, I'm working on creating some classes to go after scammers, so like scammer bait boxes. So we're going to be using virtual machines to let them connect to, because we don't want them connecting to our physical hardware. Also, this IP address is separate from my physical network. So that's another cool thing, right? And I'll get into that stuff later if anybody's interested. For those that don't know, if you actually look on my main channel, I do have a Mentors Discord, and I do labs. So what you're seeing here is what I actually share on the Discord, and we do meetups, and I do classes and stuff. So if you guys are interested in that stuff, download Discord. It's a free app. Put it on your phone, tablet, or whatever, PC. It works across all devices. And join the Discord, and you can come out, hang out. If you have any questions and stuff, I'm always free to answer anything. And again, this stuff that I'm teaching you is also, you can get certifications. I'll get into networking, I get into cybersecurity, we get into defense, offense, we can do research, programming. We'll do a broad range of topics, okay? So I'm just trying to share, mentor other people to learn skill sets to better themselves. So let's say hypothetically, we're sitting here at this terminal, right, this workstation, and as you see, it needs a login, right? So let's use, I don't know, we'll go admin, right? And that needs a password, right? So let's guess. We'll just say password. It's trying to authenticate it. As you see, it's incorrect. Now think of this like a Windows terminal, anything else, any type of workstation. So what we need to do is we need to log into this device. So that's what this capture the flag is. In capture the flag, they usually have different tokens or flags with numbers, and that's what we're going to find. And I'll show you here. So let's come back here. This is Kali. This is the attack device. And it's got all the tools and everything that we need, okay? This is running on Linux. So the login we're going to use here is root, and I'm going to type in my handy dandy password. Okay, so now we're logged in. So just to give you a little layout of Kali, if anybody's not familiar with it yet. Similar like Windows, right? You click here. These are all the different tools and stuff that we can use, okay? As you see, they're set up in categories. So we got information gathering. So if we're trying to gather information on the target, you got DNS, you got ISPS, some live host, you got some OSINT, which is open source intelligence. So if you're trying to find somebody, so like if you drop these down, see these are different tools we can use. OSINT is open source information or intelligence. So it's a way that you can find random people or employees of a business, social media accounts and stuff. I can go later on into that, but again, we do ethical stuff. We're not trying to hack anybody. We're not trying to go after people. I tell people if you want to do that stuff, look up yourself. See what you can find out on the internet about yourself. Because hackers or anybody else out there, like I said, a lot of us work for enterprises and companies. So we're there to protect them, right? Protect their infrastructures. So again, I'm not trying to show people how to do malicious things. So people ask me dumb questions. I don't do any of that. I won't even answer your questions. But I will show you ways that you can protect your privacy so other people can't get a hold of your information, right? And I'll show you the techniques on the way that they go about it. Okay, so if you look here, we got vulnerable analysis. So you can find different types of vulnerabilities, web application analysis, different tools for that. You got databases, we got password attacks. So if you're doing Wi-Fi hacking, different types of password cracking. We got wireless attacks that we can use, reverse engineering. This is for programming, reversing programs and all that. Exploitation tools, Metasploit's a big one. We're going to be using some of that. If you come here, we got sniffing and spoofing. So if you ever do like a man-in-the-middle attack, it's like, let's say you're sitting at Starbucks. That music seems like it's getting louder. If I can turn that down a little bit more. All right. Seems like it's just really loud in my ears. I don't know about you guys. So let's say sniffing and spoofing. What you can do is you can spoof an IP address. So let's say you went to Starbucks, right? And while you're sitting at Starbucks, you're connecting to their, we'll just say free Wi-Fi, right? Well, spoofing, you understand, people can, on my computer, somebody's sitting there, they can change the name. So when you look it up on your network, right, it'll have the name of the network. Well, I can rename my network, host my own server, and as long as my signal outpowers theirs, I can have you think that I'm Starbucks, you connect to me. Now, while you're connecting to me, I'm going to port forward you to them. But all your traffic and packets are going through me, right? So I'm watching your emails. I can see everything that you're doing on the internet. And there's ways to, it's an old school hack, but there's ways to protect yourself around that. There's security in place for that stuff too. So that's the other thing I teach people. Not only do we break and hack devices, I'm also going to show you on the back end how we would secure these devices, or like this CTF, how we would secure this so this type of attack could not happen. After you do exploit a machine, we got post-exploitation. So these are things that we would be doing after the cyber attack. Here's some forensics. We're going to be using some of these tools, such as autopsy. So just think of like CSI, right? If you're thinking of digital forensics. So what's cool about this CTF and the CTFs I tried to do, I show you a whole bunch of different techniques just in case in the type of cyber career, if you want to follow it, that you could get into. Forensics is a very popular one, right? You got penetration testing, which is, like I said, what I do. You also got SOCs, a Security Operations Center. You got blue team, red team. You got offense, defense. Again, you got the programmers. You got the reverse engineers. We all work together as a team. So I try to show you all the broad range of careers that you could actually use in cybersecurity. Reporting tools. These are where we take notes. This cherry tree is what I wrote this CTF up in, and you're about to see that in just a second. Social engineering. Social engineering is definitely used. It's ways that we trick end users, or like phishing attacks. You know, when you get those emails that you think are legit, that's what a lot of these tools are. And then we got some system services and stuff here that we can use. All right, so let's get into it a little bit. So as you see here, this is my write-up. This is the box that we're going to be attacking, okay? So HA Forensics. See, it's an intermediate level of a lab which gives you a hand-on real-life experience in cyber forensics investigation. This lab is completely dedicated to methods and tools of cyber forensics investigation, and there is evidence that can be found with various techniques. As it is a capture the flag, it is very important to note that it is not a root challenge. Root means you're trying to become complete root user like God row, admin row, right? Once you get that access, you got full control over that device. Now, once you get that, there's another thing we call pivoting, which means I could jump from that device and try to pivot deeper into the network, right? Escalate privileges and all that. And I got other CTS that will actually talk about stuff like that. So if you see here, remember I mentioned that there's flags. It's not a root challenge, and it comes in a primary motive to find all the flags. There's 4 flags that we've got to find in this CTF, okay? The objectives, find all floor flags, see? And getting root is not the objective, all right? Prerequisites. This is stuff, this isn't mandatory, but this is one thing I just try to explain to people. These are links. Anybody too, on my Discord, I do share these labs, and I share all the resources. So one thing I try to let people know too, all of my content is free. All of my educational stuff is always free. So I give you all the resources, I'll give you the VMs. Again, I'm not hosting all of it, but if you got the hardware, you can do it on your own devices. So if you got a laptop or whatever, I would say a minimum of a, you could use an i3 processor, but I would say at least an i5 or higher, which most computers today usually have that type of processor. I'm using an old i7 laptop right now. But the thing is, you know, if you got the latest and greatest, good for you, but you can do this on Mac. You can do this, and same thing with the virtual machines. You need at least, I would say, because of the VMs, I would say 8 gigs minimum, even though it will respond quicker and be able to do a lot better with more, but I would say 8, 16, you would definitely be fine. Right now I'm running 16 gigs for my memory, but most computers now 16 gigs, 32 gigs. 8 gigs you could get by, but again, they would have to be smaller, right? You don't want to put too much strain on your device. And also with me streaming and stuff, I'm also using some bandwidth and stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it with the hardware. And then hard drive space, which most computers now come with a terabyte hard drive, which would be definitely plenty. Some of these CTFs aren't really that big, but I would say if you can get a terabyte hard drive, that's great. 500 gig. I got some old towers and stuff that I still use to do these things, so you don't have to really invest a lot of money. Most people have this stuff. If you don't and stuff, you can always go around. If you need stuff, I can help you, even in different countries, and I can help you find possibly where you could get hardware that people use. Some people are throwing it away. Some people do donations and stuff like that. But right here, Network Plus, which is a basic understanding of networking. I'm not saying you have to know this stuff. It's just, it's helpful to have a basic understanding. And that's what my courses and my Discord and stuff that we actually covered. So I start with A+, which is like basic PC repair, building up, building a motherboard, putting graphics cards, all that. And then next one is usually networking, right? Understanding how the internet devices communicate with each other, which is the backbone of everything on the internet, and the basics of computing, communications. The Linux Basics course, there's a step-by-step here. Just, basic understanding of how to use Linux. It's different than Windows. As you know, if I say command prompt, that's Windows. When I say a terminal, think of it as a command prompt, and you're about to see that in a minute. There's a thing here talking about getting started with Kali, how to install Kali on a VM, and then we got some updates that you can do here. Kali is free. All this information I'm showing you, all of it is actually free services. So, If we come here, here's some information about pen testing overview. What is actually penetration testing? What is ethical hacking? What is a CTF? How to get started? Different types of resources, and also different types of certifications, right? And again, all this is in my Discord. This is more of an intro, and I just want to kind of show you guys just kind of what I do. All right, so here we go. Let's begin. Let's have some fun. I'm going to get my water here. All right. So the first thing we got to start out with, if you're sitting here looking, this is Cherry Tree. So this is where I'm keeping all my notes, right? So I can copy pictures, I can put my text and all that. So we're going to go through this little walkthrough, and if you want, even if you're at home and you want to play along, and if you're into Discord and you wanted to set something up, I can step you right through this. But again, you can copy and paste this stuff. You can type it. I would say type it, especially if you're a beginner. But after a while, you'll just start copying and pasting commands. You'll understand commands better. So this is our terminal. Think of it as a command prompt, okay? But this is how we communicate with Kali, okay? So this is where all of our commands come in. So as you notice here, this first command that we're going to do, and I give explanations for it, say step 1, ifconfig. As you see here, the IP address of your local machine, Kali Linux. Now local, see this is our device, so I need to find out our device on this machine. So when you type in this command, if I can grab this, pull this up. Here's the ifconfig command. What we're looking for is this interface right here, Ethernet 0, okay? Because we're using an Ethernet card. You see here, there's an Ethernet 1. Don't worry about that. It's because I got 2 devices. But this is what you're going to be looking for. You'll learn a lot of this in a networking class, but we're just going to keep this simple right here. This iNet right here, see, this is called IPv6. We're looking at the IPv4, okay? Because IPv6 is a little bit longer. That's the address. But this is our IP address. So think of it this way. I'm just going to do a basic, very basic networking description here. 192.168.148. Think of that as the street, okay? So let's say you're going to 2300 Jackson Street, right? 2300 is the address. Jackson Street. Computers need to understand where is it sending the packets, the information to. So you have your device. Let's say you're going to Google server, right? When you type in Google, the computer does not understand google.com, but it knows it has multiple servers. There's a testing server. If you go, now let's see, actually I could do this here too. Let's show you. So let's say, right here, if I go ping, right? What this is going to do, it's going to send packets out. And this is the basic networking. It's going to say, hey, I'm looking for a website or a server, right? The server is going to respond, hey, I'm a server. Then it's going to you're going to reply back, hey, I want to connect to you. It's going to say okay, right? Now, let's say it's a secure website, or your Facebook, or your router, or your home network, right? Your computer's going to holler out. It's always hollering. It's pinging. That's what pinging means, right? It's saying, hey, I'm looking for a router. It's going to say, hey, I'm a router. And then you're going to say, hey, I want to connect to you. There's one more step with that, though, if there's no security in place, because of security, right? Hey, what's the password? Once you type in the password, it verifies it. And there's a back end. I'll explain some of that later in courses. But let's say this is Google. So we're going to say ping 8.8.8.8. Okay, it's a testing server. So if we click enter, if you notice, it's sending bytes out, right? So now what it's doing is, see, it's saying, hey, it's calling out, it's calling out. Now this is going to keep on going. However, like on Windows, it'll usually do three-way handshake because it's wanting to connect. But because I'm in a virtual network, it's just going to keep screaming out. But see, it's saying from this address, it's looking for this. Actually, you know what? Let's do it this way. So I'll just show you on the Windows since I got Windows open right here. All right. This is Windows. So this is a little bit different than Linux, right? So we're and we're going to run as administrator. Okay, give me a second. I might have to drag it. Yeah, I got to drag it over. All right. So as you see here, C, Windows System 32. This is default by Windows. So what we're going to say here is we're going to ping Google now, right? So we're going to go ping 8.8.8.8, right? Now watch. All right. Now as you notice, it stopped. So it says it's pinging. So it's saying, hey, Google, this is a Google server. And it's telling you how many bytes that it sent. So it sent 32 bytes, and it took 23 milliseconds, right? And this is called time to live. So then it says, hey, I'm looking for a server. That server responds back, hey, I'm a server, right here. See, there's the reply. Then you say, hey, I want to connect to you. This is the final connection here. See, so it tells you how long it took. So it took 19 milliseconds for the last one. If you look here, it's going to give us the packets. There was 4 packets sent, right? 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Packets are packets of data, right? It received all 4. It lost none. So if you guys ever want to check to see if your Wi-Fi is working or whatever, you could use this command, and you'll be able to see if it's not, if the packets are dropping, there's something that's interfering in between. So if you see this approximate round trip in milliseconds took 19 milliseconds, the maximum would have been 24 milliseconds. Average is 22 milliseconds. All right. So that's a basic right there of pinging. Okay. So let's come back over here and pull up my VM. All right. So we know our IP address. So everybody makes a note, right? 192.168.148. So we know this is our network. This is a virtual network. This isn't my physical network. Again, I'm running on a virtual machine. Because people think, oh, if somebody gets your IP address, they can hack you. Yes, they can do damage with it, but there's a little bit more to it than that. But basic IP addresses on your local machines, we have local, right? So you'll have a different address. IP address is handed out by your internet service provider. Okay? So when they hand that IP address out, they pay a lot of money, they give it to you. So this here would be, this is my network, so think of my router, okay? 132, I have this set up because I got certain ranges, but yours might be 1. I'll show you in a second, but .1 usually means like a router, okay? If it says 254 or 254, that's a loopback address. That means if it can't connect, it needs a loopback to get back to the router. Here, you'll see it goes up to, this is, I don't want to get too much into networking, but this here is called a net mask. There's 255, say across the board, 255, 255, 255, 0, right? And it's showing you, this is the broadcast address that it's running at 255. So the main thing you got to think of, this is the road, your network, and this is the device on the network. So remember, people have Xboxes, you have your phones, you have your computers, you have printers, you have a lot of things connected. The computer hands those IP addresses out. Now sometimes they're not static, right? Or sorry, hard-coded. So therefore, once the device goes offline, it'll reassign that address again, because it's not being used. But on here, say it can go up to 255 devices. Actually, 253. Okay? And we'll get more into that. And again, this is more networking. So let's go a little bit further. So we know this is our IP address. So this is Cali. So now what we need to do is, again, the way I've got this virtual machine set up, this box, as you see right here, the forensics machine, this is on our network. I've got it linked together on the virtual machine so they can communicate. This is how I can attack it, right? Now you'd say, well, wait a minute. If I'm going out hacking another computer that's outside my network, how would I do that? Again, this is a CTF, a capture the flag for you to train. You will learn that later. I don't want to tell people too much stuff because I don't want nobody going out doing something stupid and all of that, because there's security in place in many, many places. So again, just think of this. This is on our network. So these two machines are connected together so they can communicate. So the next command we're going to do here is called net discover. And if we come up here, Okay, so if you see here, ifconfig, this is giving you the information that we just looked at. This is showing you the IP address. And again, every time when you connect, it might assign you a different IP address, right? Because when you disconnect, it does that. Mine, I keep it where it's static, so it'll automatically keep it usually the same. Alright, so if we come down a little bit lower here, I give you some resources too, and these write-ups. So if you want to learn some more, this is about the networking protocol, which is called DHCP, right here. So that gives you the IP address. We got some reconnaissance stuff, a survey to gain information, blah, blah, blah. Then here, NetDiscover. This is the command we're going to use. So this is saying we're going to run a scan called NetDiscover, and we're looking for this interface, -I. These are interfaces, right? So these are commands that we're doing, and we call them flags. So what we're going to do with this flag is we're going to tell it, I want you to discover any IP addresses on this network of Ethernet 0, okay? So if we come back here, hey, what's up there, Silent L, or Ellie? So if you see right here, this is the command that we use. I just type netdiscover -I, right? And I put Ethernet 0, because if you remember back here, on our network, remember, we're on Ethernet 0, okay? That's why I type that. So now what it does is it scans the network. As you see here, it came back, remember, 192.148.1, so that .1, that's the router on this network, okay? Now, we see this address, 254. Remember, I told you that's called a loopback. There's one more address that we see here, 128. Now, if you remember ours, let me look here. Ours is 132. So what is this 128? Somebody else is connected, right? This is also a way you can find hackers too. If you've got your IP addresses set up in a certain range that only these IP addresses can connect to your network, and now you see there's a foreign network, you might say, you might want to look into that. Now I can tell you who that is, and this is how we're about to find out. It's a foreign address. What we're going to do is, I'm guessing that's the forensics, remember? This one. It's this computer. That's the one we want to get into. So now what we're going to do is, we know that's our target. So now what I'm going to do is, this is called an Nmap scan. And what Nmap scan does, on your computer, and I'll pull up some of these resources so we can learn a little bit about it. I'll give you guys some basic fundamentals here. So as you see here, I say NetDiscover is a simple ARP scan to scan for a live host in a network, right? So we just kind of covered that. So, and again, I give you more information here. So this is where we're going to get a little bit deeper here. Okay, so this Nmap command, see, it's used to identify common ports, TCP and UDP. And we'll get into more detail on that one again in my courses. But you're going to see some of this information provided to you in just a second. That are open and closed on the network. All your devices, when you get on the internet, remember, a port means it has to open to send the information. You got to have information going out, information coming in. And we also call this is called a stack, okay? The OSI model, okay? You'll learn this in networking. It starts application, but everything goes through a process, right? So for your information, it goes from the router, from a wire, right? That data comes down the wire. It gets processed through your computer, right? And now it has to go through protocols to work itself up. Again, servers, routers. Then it gets to application, which is like an app that you're using. It has to connect out to the internet. And let me see. Actually, I might be able to pull this up. Just to give you, because I like doing visuals to kind of show people more what we're talking about here. Whoops. I already had Firefox open. Let's see. It's lagging a little bit because of the stream, but alright, so this just to show you here, we can look this up. So let's say we want to look up If you see here, this is showing my bandwidth here, so it is kind of running a little bit slow here. Wow, come on. All right, let's do it here. Alright. Let's see. Give me some image. Yeah, here we go. Here's an image. Now, some of these will be different because they've changed the curriculum and stuff. When I learned it, there's there, right? They like some of them like fur. I'm gonna teach people the way that I learned it. Man, this thing is going slow, this virtual machine. It's kind of hard to see right here, but I'm trying to bring this image up so I can explain to you a little bit better. See if it'll pull up an image. I might actually just do it from a Windows device because this is running slow. Alright, let's see. We'll pull this up. Come on. Oh my goodness. I'm going to show you some of this on my Windows real quick. Alright, let's see. Alright. So 7 layers, okay? There's 7 layers. So again, the top layer is the application layer. So think of like on your phone. You have an application, an app, right? That you're connecting to. Same thing on your computer, right? You connect on a program that's going to connect out, right? You click on your browser with whatever you're doing, right? You want to get to Google or Facebook, whatever the crap you're using. So you click, right? That's the application layer. Then it goes down to the second layer, right? And the way it goes, this is going out, and then it's going to come back in the same way, but it's going to start from the bottom back up. So it goes out. See, application layer, human-computer interaction layer. See, where applications can access the network services. Okay? The next one will be the presentation layer. It's got to present it to you, right? So you can visually see it. So it ensures that the data is usable format and is where data encryption occurs. Okay? Then it goes down to this layer, the session layer. So when you connect to the internet, right, it's got to create a session, a cookie, right? These are sessions. This is where we do session hijacking. This is where we can do, this is another place. All these places are vulnerable for hackers, okay? And all these fields, when you learn the OSI model, this is every job that you could think of in IT, information technology, okay? Every job, everybody, anything anybody does falls in one of these layers, okay? So the session layer, it'll be your browser, see? Maintains connections and is responsible for controlling ports and sessions. And we're getting ready to get into ports in a second. Remember I told you ports have to be open and closed to receive information. This is also what your firewall will open and close to keep you protected. The transport layer, this is where the information gets transported, right? So again, if you're on a secure connection, you want it to be transported securely, which could be like SSH, like a secure shell, okay? There's encryption here as well. See, it translates the data using transmission protocols, including TCP and UDP. And you'll learn more about that in networking. Then we got the network layer. See, this decides which physical path the data will take. These 2 layers is networking. People that do Cisco, right? If you're getting to Cisco or any of that, this is where these jobs are, right? You get your network. Sorry, you get your transport layer and your network layer. And then now we got our data link. So it defines the format of data on the network. And now it's going to go out the physical layer. The jobs that people would do here, people that create processors, people that create the cables. This is physical. See, it transmit the bit stream over the physical medium, right? Now, this will go out to a server. Server is a little bit different. It'll verify the information, but it's going to go through the same process. It's going to start from here. It's going to come in through the physical layer. It's going to come up and it's going to define, right? It's going to check it and it's going to go boom, 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 up here all the way to the server. And this is how the computers work. I'm showing you, systematically how it works, but you understand this is milliseconds. This is flying. That's how data flies, right? When you're watching this video, your computer is going through all these steps. But again, you understand we're talking milliseconds here, so it's definitely processing very quickly. And again, see, this article breaks down all that information here. All right, so we've just discovered the OSI model. We covered that. So if we come up here, what we're going to do, let me show you here about ports. I got an article. Before I show you when we run this command, I want to just, and I'm not trying to talk to people like you're dumb or anything. I'm just doing this for very newcomers that's never touched a computer. They don't understand the fundamentals of how computers work. So again, I want people to know the classes that I teach, and even on my Discord, this information, I'm not looking for people that's already in cybersecurity. I'm trying to bring people into cybersecurity, for one, if that's a career they would like to follow. But number two, people that are interested in learning. There's a lot of information, but this isn't magic that people are doing. Now again, is there a lot of skill to it? Yeah. And you do got to do a lot of creative thinking. There's a lot of smart people out there. When you understand, it's like cat and mouse. Hackers break things. The cybersecurity people try to fix and patch it. But the thing is, you got offensive, right? Offensive security means we're hacking back now. We're not just sitting there. But the blue team, right? That's what we call it. Red team is the hackers. Blue team are the security people. But some of these roles blend. So you can do offensive blue team and red team, which we call purple team, which means you can do security and the hacking of it. And again, there's other things we'll get into, bug bounties and stuff. You can learn a lot of stuff. And again, there's a lot of cool people out on YouTube. John Hammond, right? You got Nahamsek teaches. There's all sorts of courses. So I'm saying, if you don't find my information useful, there's tons of other people that you can go check, and they got courses and materials. So I'm just telling you what I've learned and the way I do things. But I don't want you, this ain't like rinse and repeat, right? You don't just memorize this stuff. You understand the fundamentals, but you have to apply it. Put your fingers on the keyboard. So if somebody's just watching this video and says, oh, now I can hack. That's not how it works. You have to do the work. Type it, right? Play around. Because therefore, it's tinkering. If you can tinker enough, you can break things. But not only, I always tell my students, right? They say, why? Don't ask why, ask how. If you understand how something works, you can figure out why it broke. Like a website, right? You got web developers. You got the front end, then you got the back end. Now the thing is, if you've ever created a website, the admin panel and all that's the back end. So you know there's a lot more going on there. You have more control over it. But the thing is, just because something's created to do something, let's say like a car, right? Let's say an older car. A Tesla and stuff's a little bit hard. But an older car, carburetor stuff, you can go and you can pretty much, you can rebuild an engine, right? You can modify it. You can turn it into a street racer. You can do that with a lot of electronics. It's designed to do this, but what if you can make it do this that it wasn't supposed to do? Same thing, that's what hackers are doing. We're tinkers, right? We're tinkering around, making electronic devices and other things do things that the programmers or the developers didn't expect it to do, right? And a lot of times it's human error too when people are coding and stuff. But yeah, we'll get more into that stuff. All right, so let's go down. I'll start going down rabbit holes and talking about a whole bunch of stuff that's like, okay, it's relevant to this, but this isn't a course, okay? This is just a video. So hopefully it'll get you guys interested in stuff. So, let's see, there's this one. All right, here's a resource. I'm going to pull this up real quick. And these are the port numbers. I just want to go over these ports, but there's 65,536 ports. If you want to memorize all these, hey, good luck. But I'm going to show you what most of us, you're going to learn, but networking as well. You're going to learn a lot of these ports. You're going to see a lot of them. And this is why I'm showing you this, because you're going to see some of these ports in just a second when we do this scan. And let's see if this connection speeds up a little bit now. All right, let's see. Because it's a pretty deep topic we could get into. But I'm just going to show you standard ports, okay? And we break them down into categories. But there's many categories. Okay, so if you see here, the list of TCP and UDP ports, okay? Let's see. This will drag down. All right, let's pull up. All right, let me see if I can do it with the arrow. It's responding slow, I'm sorry. Okay, so if you see here, see well-known ports right here. Come on. All right. So as you see right here, it tells you the type of a port it is, and it tells us what it is. So like port 20. It's lagging. Now it went past what I wanted to do. All right, let's just pick a random another. I'm trying to find some that you would definitely. So we got FTP, File Transfer Protocol. But the main one that you guys would definitely be familiar with is port 80. Let's get down to 80. I want to get something that everybody's familiar with. Okay. You notice here, this is port 80 on a computer. Every computer, I don't care if it's a Mac, Linux, your phones and all this stuff. This is the basics of how every computer works, right? Port 80. If you see this, it's HTTP. Y'all remember this when you go to the World Wide Web, www? You look in your browser, it says HTTP, which stands for the Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Then you also see right there, is an application layer protocol in the Internet Protocol Suite. See? And it's modeled for distributed collaborative hypermedia information on systems. HTTP is the foundation of data communication for the World Wide Web, where hypertext documents included hyperlinks, right? When you click on those links, those are hyperlinks. That now, you understand, everything's being transferred across. The computers are communicating. They're using these different protocols to communicate. Okay? So, and again, it's changed throughout the years. See, so now, say it uses a TCP in versions 1 and 2. Then we got HTTP 3. See, is the third major version. See, there's been updates. And now we got a new system called Quick. A lot of you guys might not know this, but again, you can read this into the article, learn as much as you want about it. So, as you see, this is the internet. So let's come back over here. Turn this, shut this off. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this scan. Now, I just want to give you another rundown of this Nmap scan that we're going to do. So we know there's 65,536 ports. We want to find out which ports are open on this device. So we're going to use this command called nmap. Okay, it's going to map the network. These are flags. These are different commands that we're going to tell it to do. I give you a description of what they are. -A, see, it enables operating system detection, version detection, script scanning, and trace route. SC, right? It's the equivalent to script default. PN, see, do not send ICMP packets. This is more networking, but you'll understand this later. See, I use this address as our target's IP address. Okay? Now, these are other different ones, other flags that we can use. So, if we come back here, as you see right here, this is the Nmap scan. So it started the Nmap scan. See, I use this command on this target. Remember, 128 is forensics. That's who we're going after. The scan runs, right? Comes back with the scan report on this address. It's showing you here. See, the host IP is up, right? And now it's showing us ports, 22. Now, if you looked in that list, 22 is there. But it's telling us, see, it's an open SSH port. And I wanted it to tell me information about the operating system. So this is how we get a fingerprint on the target. So when a hacker, if somebody is running, right, this is called, the way we just did this isn't stealthy. So any person on the security side of things, we're going to hear you. What you're doing is running down a hallway in a hotel, banging on every door. Boom, 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 boom. We're all going to hear you. There's ways that we can make this more stealthier. Now again, this is a CTF, so I'm showing you the fundamentals. Later on, we'll get into more advanced ways on how we can be more because Cowley and hackers, there's a great saying we like to use. The quieter you become, the more you are able to hear. Remember, you don't want them to know you're on a network. Now again, the bad guys, right? when you think of hackers, right, that's another thing I didn't cover. There's 3 types of hackers that normally we do, right? You got white hat, we got black hat, right? And then you got a gray hat. Sorry. Black hat, gray hat, white hat. Black hat is those people like the scammers, the people that are stealing bank information, credit card information, all that. Okay, those are the bad guys. You know, the guys like this with the hoodies and the mask and boo, spooky, spooky. Now, the thing is, even the scammers, they're not that sophisticated. But, again, it's unethical, right? Because think of it. The word hacker, to me, is like it's a tinker, okay? So they're tinkering, but they're doing it in a malicious way. You got the white hat. That's the good guy. So not only do we break a system, we tell those engineers and developers how to secure. We explain to them through a report. And we're also, when you do a pen test engagement, you get a scope of project, okay? That scope of project, because you understand, we still have to abide by the law. If you step out of that, if I start scanning other ports or other parts of a network that I do not have permission to, remember I told you, written or verbal consent, right? Permission from somebody. If I just start randomly scanning stuff, that's illegal. Now this is called, you can do, there's a gray area. You can do passive recon, okay? There's a lot of these tools, we use these as network administrators to make sure devices are up on the network, right? Make sure certain protocols, can this device communicate to this device? Can I do a file transfer protocol to this device? So these are networking tools, but these are also a thing that we call reconnaissance. And let me see. I might be able to do this here. This Windows seems to work a little bit quicker on this side. Let's see if I can get Brave. Yeah, okay, I got a Brave browser here. I'm going to pull this over here. And let's go, I'm just picking a random article. I got a lot of this information actually in my write-up. So, penetration testing. See, there's 7 steps, right? So this tells you what penetration test is. This is some of the articles I've had in there before. See, the 7 steps and phases, okay? If you look here, information gathering. That's what we're doing now, reconnaissance, right? We're trying to gather as much information on our target as possible. And now, once we find the target, we find the information now, again, we'll do the reconnaissance. We want to get as much information about our target as we can so we can exploit it, right? Operating system. Is there security in place? Am I going to have to evade any of these things? So I'm thinking about all these things that I might have to set up a process to do, okay? So again, information gathering, reconnaissance. We got discovery and scanning, right? I'm scanning, and you're about to see I'm going to do some more scans to get some more reconnaissance intelligence on this target. And we do vulnerability assessments, right? Then you exploit your target. Then you do final analysis and review. And then you utilize the testing results. Right? And this is where we would take the information that we cracked and all that. We hand it over to the developers, engineers. We tell them how we did the attack. And then we tell them how to, possible ways they can fix it. Right? So that's why you need to know a wide range of different cybersecurity techniques that's being used. Okay. So again, very quick information. If people want to learn more, come to my classes on the Discord. All right. So let's close that out. Let's come back over to the VM. All right. So as you see here, SSH. And then it's going to tell us right here, port 80. We just talked about that, right? HTTP. Now, wait a minute. If it's HTTP, but look at the information it's going to give us. That means there's a server running here, a website, right? It's being hosted on port 80 on 128, which is our target. So now, if you look here, it's running Apache. Apache is a web structure, right? It's a database, right? Well, not really a database, but it's a server, right? An Apache server that's running here. As you see, it gives us more information. We're running a Ubuntu server. As you notice, we come back over here. So I just want to show you some of the information to see if it's telling us right. Look, it tells us this is what we're doing. Our target is a Ubuntu. It's Ubuntu 1804 LTS. Okay, that is the name of the system. So it's giving us correct information, but you understand we can't see that machine. You got to think this is another machine, not on our, that we're targeting after. See, here we can look at because we're physically here. So it's giving us the information. If you notice this title says HA Forensics. So that's the name of it. So if we come here, it says the device type is running Linux 3 dot or 4 dot, which is the version. It's telling us what type of kernel's here. So it gives us a lot of information that we can use to possibly exploit this device later. The operating system details, see Linux 3.2 to 4.14. And it's telling us the network distance on how long it took us to scan it. So now we've got the information about our target, right? So, and it tells us how long it took the scan to run. So let's go a little bit further. See, when people think about hacking too, they're like, oh yeah, they think they're just going to jump in and start breaking stuff, but you understand, you got to crawl before you walk. So, let's come down here. Once you can walk, then you can run, you can do a whole bunch of cool stuff. Alright. Let me see. I'm actually looking at my stream here real quick. I'm getting a little thirsty. I've been okay, I'm right at the hour mark. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take about a 5-minute break. So I'll come back, and we're going to pick up some more on this CTF. I'm trying to do a little break in between and stuff. Because last night I did a longer stream, and I was feeding for a cigarette. So if you guys want to take a smoke break, take a little potty break, take a little drink and stuff, we're going to go through a little bit more. It's going to get a little more exciting. Again, we have to cover over the fundamentals and stuff. Because I could whip through this CTF and go through it. But what's the point if most of my viewers, again, if you're a beginner, absolute beginner, you're not going to understand what I'm covering, all right? You're not going to know what I'm talking about. So, I'm going to take like about a 5-minute break. I'm going to play a little bit of music, so let me come back over here. I'm going to pause that little soundtrack, and I'm going to get some more of my AI here. And, yeah, we're going to play some more of this stuff. Let's see. So I got some hard stuff here, but I think I'm going to play. Let's see. Yeah, I got some. See if you guys like some of this. This is a little bit slower. So yeah, I'm going to take about a 5-minute break and stuff, and I'll be right back. So if I can get this one to open up. All right. Yeah, this is some new AI that I made, some recent stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoy this, and I'm going to come off camera for a second. Alright, so you guys can see me. The screen will stay up, and I'll just play some music, and I'll be right back. So give me, like I said, about 5 minutes, and we'll rejoin what we're doing. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around. Alright, here we go. I'll be right back. Enjoy the music.
Spinning somewhere everywhere. wandering under bright white signs. Didn't know the direction, just lost in the sound. Heard a voice say, hey there, slow down. Your smile spun me sideways, sneak and squeak as you spin. You spelled out your nickname, I still feel that begin. Didn't catch the weather, didn't check the time. All I knew was your eyes and that new name of mine. Waited my whole life just to hear you speak. Heartbeat hammers every time you look at me. My heart skips a beat when you say, just call me Nene. Got me stumbling my feet when you say, just call me Nene. Every word you repeat, I can't breathe. Just call me Nene. Nene, 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 Nene. We're double dare in the daylight, shaking up this street. Every shop window grinning, like they're in on me. Easy, easy, I tell myself, don't make a scene. But I love the way you whisper, just call me Nene. Waited my whole life just to hear you speak. Heartbeat hammers every time you look at me. My heart skips a beat when you say, just call me Nene. Got me stumbling my feet when you say, just call me Nene. Every word you repeat, I can't breathe. Just call me Nene. Just call me Nene. Say it slow, say it sweet. Every time it's brand new. Jimmy never knew he needed you. You say my name, I'll say yours too. My heart skips a beat when you say, just call me Nene. Just call me Nene. Nene, Nene. Just call me Nene. Just call me Nene. Just call me Nene. Just call me Nene.
He sure gets all mixed up, right?
Every morning, same table, waiting for my cup. Casual glances as the world just stirs and wakes up. Sweet laughter in the corner, your apron tied just right. I stumble on my order, lost inside your light. Counting change but losing track whenever you walk by. I pretend to read the paper, truth is I'm too shy. But you write my name in marker on my coffee cup side. The little heart you doodle, didn't think I'd notice, but I do every time. You say have a good one with that look in your eyes. Is it just friendly or something I should recognize? Every morning at 8, my heart starts to race. Needy smile outshines my caffeine chase. I trade every espresso for another sweet hello. You're the sugar in my step and you don't even know. Place fills up with chatter, but all I can hear is you laughing at a story, humming your favorite tune. The world's in fast motion, but you slow down my time, pouring hope in my cup while I dream of soon be mine. Sometimes your hand brushes mine when you hand me the lid. I leave a bigger tip than the one I ever did. Come tomorrow morning, you know I'll be back in line. One look from you, need me, and the sun's about to shine. Every morning at 8, my heart starts to race. Needing a smile outshines my caffeine shakes. I trade every espresso for another sweet hello. You're the sugar in my step, and you don't even know. Someday maybe you'll pour two and write your name by mine. Share this table, share this life, not just a moment in line, in line.
All right. Thank you for waiting, everybody. Like I said, I'm a smoker, so I like to take my smoke break. I don't like to punish myself. Like I said, when I'm normally doing a stream, like singing and stuff, I get it, but like I said, this is more of a laid back, and like I'm just burning some hours and stuff. So, whew. All right. So let's log back in here to Cali. And let's go to all right. So we'll stop that. Let's get some more little hacker music going on here. All right. Here we go. Nice little ambience again. Okay, that's nice. Oh, thank you, Miss Chanda. Thank you for dropping in. Yeah, if you guys don't know, check on Miss Chanda Guapa. Actually, it wouldn't be that channel, but it's Chanda Guapa. She was live earlier. She's probably live now. So if people want to go watch some dancing and, you know, having some fun and stuff, it's a great community. So definitely go over and check her out and stuff. And give her some support and love. And tell her that Mentor sent ya. And by the way, my name's Jimmy, for those that don't know, aka Mentors. All right. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to do a couple more steps, and then I'll sing a little karaoke, because I did say I don't want to people think it's clickbait. So we're going to do some hacking, some AI songs, and I'll do a little bit of karaoke too. So like I said, I got 6 hours, so see what else goes on here on the stream. Alright, so we left off here on the in-map scan, and when we were looking here, we got our information. So that port 80 HTTP, so let's go look at that one. Okay, so we got to make sure it's going to be that address, 128. Let's open up our browser. Give it a second. Okay, so we're going to delete that one out. We're going to go 192.168.148.128, right? Now, we could also go colon, which would be port 80, but it's also just going to go to a website. See, right here, 128. So let's see what that opens up, right? So let's go look at this. See, as we see, it is hosting a website. See, HA Forensics. So, if we see here, we could scroll down, right? It's got some pictures and stuff here. Now, what's cool about some of this stuff is some of these pictures could be hiding information. That's called cryptography, which is another cool topic we could talk about. So we got buttons, see? So we know we can click on buttons, right? So click here to get flag. Now, the thing is, this is called baiting. Turn that down a little bit more there. It's not so loud in my ear. There we go. All right. So, click here to get flag. Now, newcomers will probably say, hey, let's click here. Now, I already know what it's going to do, because again, CTFs, it's like a game. So think of it like a video game that you're trying to win, right? So it's a game. And they also have CTF, capture the flag competitions, where you actually get to use your skills against other people. And sometimes they do a King of the Hill, right? Where you have red team versus blue team. So your team, and eventually I would like to do that on my Discord. Once people can get to the skill set, we could do a competition where we'll have one team the hackers, one team the defenders. and we have to go against each other. And we got a scoreboard and we could keep track, right? But we will build our way up to that eventually later. Also, on my Discord, I'm also showing you guys fundamentals on how you can create your own website. So even if you don't want to get into cybersecurity, hey, Miss D, nice to see you. Great to be here. Thank you. Thank you for the support. But on the Discord, we create like websites, right? And I'm showing you how you can host your own website for free, right? And again, it's a static website, but you can put text, you can put pictures, right? You can't really host a lot of stuff because I don't have a database, but you can do that if you wanted to host it yourself, but it's all for free. So that's another cool thing we could do. And the reason I tell people how to do that, let's say you want to promote your YouTube channel or you got a product or something you want to sell. Instead of paying a website company to do it, we can do this on Git.io. And I'll show you the coding, how we would do everything. It's not that sophisticated. Another reason why I tell people to do that is you got to pretty much promote yourself, right? Especially in cybersecurity. You don't always need a certification to get a job. You don't need a college degree. It depends on the field that you're going into, but a lot of it is, it's about, do you have the skills to do the job? So what I tell people is, you're learning the skills, and if you want to put on your resume, now you can show you know how to build a website. You can also show them how you know how to put security onto it, right? And I've got a lot of other tools like Facebook that we could show people how to, well, not Facebook, but WordPress, like a WordPress site, and ways that we can hack that. I got a whole bunch of different challenges that we'll be able to work through, right? So I'm going to have many activities to keep you engaged. You can put that on your resume, you know, your CVC, and I think in Europe they call it CVC. But here in America we call it a resume. But again, it helps you build this skill set to market yourself. But let's say you don't want to do cybersecurity, right? But you can also put your portfolio there. You can share pictures. You can do a whole bunch of different stuff. Same thing with the Discord. If you have a YouTube channel, I'll show you guys, if you want to build a Discord, I can show you how I built different Discords, different templates and stuff, different channels, different security roles. You can sing karaoke there. We watch movies. There's so many things that you could do there. We can do stage presentations. So if you haven't come over to my Discord, I really, really would appreciate it. People would like to come over if you want to learn more. And again, it don't have to just be hacking. I'm just showing you ways you can protect yourself online, right? I'm showing you skills on if you want to promote yourself and build yourself up. I know a lot of, let's say, still saying, I'm a jack of all trades but master of none. I have a wide range of different skill set. Am I, professionally, I'm good at many of them, and then some of them I'm still learning. And that's the great thing. If you like cybersecurity, it's one of these skills or careers, not a job, but a career, that one, if you have passion for, you're always continuing to learn. See, I'm trying to learn to create my, oh, well, Miss D, if you go on, if you see my mentors, YouTube, in the main description on the home page, I have a Discord link. Discord is free. And let me show you guys here. So Miss D, if you're unfamiliar, let's do another browser. I gotta pull this over here. So just to give you an idea, I'm gonna open my Discord. Sometimes it'll eat it's because I'm streaming, it might eat up some resources, but I just want to give you a general idea so you guys can see what it looks like. Let's see, where's my Discord at? Because Miss Chandaguapa, if you guys don't know, her YouTube channel, I created her a Discord community for her YouTube channel. So people can come over there, hang out and stuff. But I'll show you guys what it looks like. But first, let's come here. This works on all devices across the board. So it don't matter if you have Android, you have iOS, Apple, if you have a Windows phone, if you have a Windows PC, a Mac computer, it runs on all devices, and it's free. And Discord, if you don't know, it's more of a gaming platform, right? That's what it was created for, was gamers. So if you're a gamer, this is a great platform that people use all the time. Google Play Store, the same thing. Okay. Yeah, let me pull the chat back up. So what you could do is you go to Discord, and again, Google Play Store, you'll find the app in here, and then it'll tell you all about it right here. See, I'm on Windows, so it's going to say download for Windows. Yours will say APK for Android or iOS or whatever. So you could just download the app. It's not that big. If you got about 300 megs or so on your phone or more, you should have plenty of space. And then you would download it, you install it. All you got to do, it's free. The only thing you have to do is register, okay? They do that for two-factor authentication just to make sure you're a real person. So you just type in your email address, okay? They don't send you spam unless you want it. I don't check any of that information. I just say Discord. So now, once you're here, if you want to read more about Discord, but I'm going to give you a rundown so you can actually see it. I'll show you. This is what Discord looks like. Let me close this browser. I'm doing some of this so I can save resources. So this is Discord, okay? Now when you get yours, there won't be any channels over here. So yours is going to look like, see this little plus? You're going to just have that. And this is how you add a server. Now, I shouldn't have closed that browser. Well, actually, let me do this. Let me pull this over here again. And I just want to show you guys. So right now, if you go to, so if you type in mentors in Google, you'll see Mentors Hacker right there on YouTube, first one that comes up. And you got to spell it correctly. It's M3NT0RZ. So again, if we come out here to my channel, it's probably going to my intro video, so you're probably going to hear some music. So I'm going to see if I can pause that for a second. All right. So if you notice here in the description, it says Discord, right? So if you click more, right there, see, Mentors Discord community, you would just copy this link. All right. And you're going to go copy. And now, once you got your app downloaded, you come over to Discord. And see, when I told you where that plus sign was that you're going to see, hold on, let me see if I can get it. There it is. You would click here, okay? You can create your own server, but since you're going to have my link, all you got to do is, you come down here, so it says join a server. You're going to click that. You just type, see? You just go like this, right click. You would post that link there. And what it's going to do is, once you do that, you'll say join server. It's going to bring you to, let me go back up. This is my server right here. So it'll bring you to my server, okay? So the first thing you'll see when you come into the server is a welcome. So it's going to give you a little welcome here. So as you see, right here I got a new friend. This is my friend Jimby. He goes by a different name. These are all the users over here that's in here. It's still a small community. Some of them get to hundreds. I only got like 11 people here. So again, it's still a new server coming up. I want to be more active here. Oh, you do have a Discord account, but so confused to use it and never log in. Oh, well, this is cool too. Even on mine, if you look here, once you do log in, okay, I actually got some tutorials too. If you're brand new, see how to use Discord. So if you see here, these aren't mine. Again, these are other people created. But if you need any help, I can step people through it. But see, these are tutorials that they have. This is for a laptop or a PC. And if you're on a mobile device, like your phone, there's a walkthrough here. But again, I'm always available to help people if they have any questions. But the way this server works, you'll be welcomed here, okay, by the bot. It'll tell you to pick kind of like a row or whatever. And then I assign different rows. This little sapphire that you see here, it looks like it's a member. It's a bot that I'm using. And it's not to collect information on you guys or whatever. It's the back end that I'm using that I want to be transparent, because I know some people are like, they get confused about things, okay? And I don't want to, because when you think hacker, people get scared. But if you see here, this is the back end. So Sapphire is the bot. This is where I can manage messages. I can give it different commands, moderation roles. Think about like your YouTube bot. Hey, Roxy, how you guys doing? But this is where you would create like a bot, right? And you can have it do functions just like on your YouTube, right? So when people ain't spamming. So this is also a security that I use, so I don't get bots and stuff that try to come into my Discord and, cause havoc and just start doing all sorts of ruckus. So it'll hand out roles. So if you click here, say if you right click on somebody's name, you can also see, trying to see here. I can invite people to the server, but see roles. Now these are different roles that I got created. People could do this on your own. See, I got an admin role. So as you see, that person is a verified member. That's why I have this. All it's going to do is check to make sure that you have an email address that you used on Discord. As you understand, as bots go, people create fake emails all the time, like ninja accounts. And what that ends up doing and stuff is, I'm trying to prevent that. I want to make sure it's a valid email address. And then it's also going to do a little bit of activity before you can start typing. Because you understand, a bot and stuff, sometimes they'll wait, but they'll start spamming, right? So I got a little delay here. So therefore, it's checking to verify that the email address is good and how long you've been on Discord, right? So usually it's like about a minute or so. And then you can start typing. See, a bot usually don't stick around that long. It depends on the way that the person programmed it. But that's roles. But here, just to give you a basic here, you could do introductions. So this is where people can introduce themselves. Notice nobody said anything. You don't have to do this. But, you know, if you want to tell something about people, you know, a little bit about yourself or all that. This is where I post announcements. So if I'm doing different things or I have different activities, I can post my announcements here. You're also going to be, it's going to assign you here. It's going to bring you to this channel. These are called channels, okay? And I can make as multiple channels as I want. And then they're also broken in categories. So you see welcome. See, so I can collapse this. See welcome. Then you got mentors content. See, again, categories, but you can break the categories down, and these are the channels. The ones with the number sign, these are text and voice channels. Oh, sorry, text channels. And then anything like this one here, see, with the speaker, that's a voice channel. That's where we can video chat and all that. And I'll show you that here in just 1 second. So here, I got a forum where you can ask for help, or you can just type in a question. So therefore, if I'm not here, and if I'm not always on the Discord, you can ask a question. If I'm there, you can ask me directly. But if I'm not, leave a little message. You just type in your little post. I'll get back to you. So it's just kind of like a ticket system. I like to get suggestions and feedback on how, because I understand it's a community. So when I say Discord, it's not just for me. You guys get it? So it's for a community, for everybody. I'm trying to mentor and help everybody just learn different things and use different platforms, and we can share and learn information, right? So again, how to use Discord, that's channel. And then this here is my course that I created. It's a syllabus. Now the thing is, when I talk about courses and stuff, people are thinking these are just like little YouTube videos. This is a course. So what I mean by course and stuff is, think of, you're getting free education from me that you would normally pay to go to a college, or even you understand, I'm not a college, right? So I can't give you a degree. But my thing is, as long as you know the information, employers will hire you. Remember I said that earlier, if you guys missed it. If you can sit down and do what they want you to do, they'll hire you. Now some companies, it depends on prerequisites. Some expect a certification. What I'm showing people though is, I'm giving you the information, you can pass these certifications. Do I need to choose a server before I can post or add my friends who have a Discord account there? Yeah, if you want to create your own server, you could create your, okay. Let's do that real quick. Watch. I'm going to show y'all guys how simple this is. You got a Discord, right? You just signed up, right? So if you go create, I can do one for me and my friends, or you can do a club or community, okay? So let's say I want to create one for me and my friends. This is how easy it is. Just type in, I'll show you what a standard server looks like. It don't have all these channels. I set this up. There's tutorials online. You guys can watch it, or again, I can give you the information. And I'll show you, because again, I'll show you guys how to build these. So server name. So let's say we want to call it, I don't know, let's call it Filipino, right? Filipino friends. Let's see. Filipino, make sure I can type right. Okay, Filipino friends, right? You can upload an image, a picture, whatever you want. It has to be a certain size, but a lot of times it'll crop it, right? So you just go here, type in create. Boom, our server is built. See, right here it is. See, welcome to Philippines, joined a server. It's showing that I'm offline. This is something I want to show you guys too. Kind of like Facebook and other things. If you click here, see, as you see, I'm on Discord right now, but it's showing I'm offline. The reason why is, or sometimes not, but a lot of times I'm there. I do that is so I don't get people just DMing me and all that. So a lot of times I'm online. You can also set a do not disturb status. You can go idle. You can go online. Okay. So that's just the status. And then you can add things about yourself and your profile. Go invite your friends. See, this is a standard template that they just, when you first create your server. So you got a general channel, you got a clips and highlights channel, you got a lobby, right, which is a voice channel, and then you got like a gaming channel, okay? So like if right now, if I went to the lobby, I just joined the voice channel. So now if you click here, this is a voice channel. If you guys use Zoom or anything is what they call it, it's just like Zoom, right? So here's your microphone, top. Phone's very similar. So as you see here, I can change my input volume. So my microphone volume, my output volume, I can deafen myself, or you can also deafen other users. If somebody's too loud for you, you could do that. You can use push to talk if you have that on your phone, like a lot of people do with that. And then you can also do your voice settings and stuff here. Same thing with the camera. I can't turn my camera on because it's being shared. But if I had my second camera hooked up, you would go to your camera. And this is where you can pick it, right? So that's the other thing. You can use Discord for streaming. So when you guys are using OBS or whatever, you could use OBS with Discord. So let's say you wanted to do a panel. Because I know this is what some people were complaining about. They buy StreamYard because they want to have people join a panel, because you can't do that in regular YouTube Studio. Well, with Discord, you could do that. And even with OBS, you can add all your different effects. So just to show you guys. All right. If you guys don't know. Okay, this is OBS. Yes, this is what I'm streaming. Of a panel, and we wanted to have other people singing, or you want to just do a talkie and you want to be able to do a presentation, right? You can do that all through Discord, and it'll only capture the people in the voice. So you don't have to see text messages and all that, but you can also put your text messages from YouTube and all that are actually piping into the Discord, so you can actually read them. So again, it's similar like StreamYard, and again, this is all free. They do got Nitro, which has got some extra perks, but you don't really need it. I think this is perfect enough. And it's very powerful, a lot of cool things. And again, if you're trying to build a community, because on YouTube you can only do so much, right? We talk in our chat boxes, you know, we communicate with each other. But this is if you want to build a community to get closer. And this is another cool thing. All right, as you see, we got channels, right? And I showed you before. So but let's say on this one. Here, we would come up here. Just the general microphone on. Here you can do your screen share like I'm doing with you guys right now. You've been able to see that. You can also play games with each other. That's another cool thing. This is kind of, remember, this is just little internet games. And then here you can add your little emojis. They also got a sound effects. They've got, so you can add Nitro gives you more features with this. And again, so like, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but little quack noise. See, the little duck comes up, the little hands. And then here's your little emojis. You could do all this stuff and all that. And then you got more options that you could do here. So you can change your views and all that. This is where you would hang up the phone. You could pop a little box here. See, This is chat, right? There's a bubble also here. Same thing on your phone. So let's say you don't want to be on camera, right? Or maybe you don't have a mic. Well, now you are, like I said, just like anything else, you can chat with each other here. So therefore, I'm going to show you guys here on Chanda's. This is how I got this set up. This is Chanda Guapa stream. So as you see, there's Chanda. There's for her YouTube Test, test. Alright, I think I might be back. Let me check. Let me listen to my audio. Test, test. Okay, that's working there. Let me come up here. Let's see if that... Alright. I'm going to check my phone. I want to see if I can hear my audio. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I had an issue. The VM was wearing my network down, and then my router went down. I had to go reset it real quick. So, give me 1 second. I'm going to check the audio. Test, test, test. Alright, I'm working. Okay, good, good, good. I can hear myself with my headphones here. Alright, sorry about that one. Yeah, that virtual machine was wearing me down with Discord. I had too many things running at one time, and it crashed my system. And then my network crashed as well. I was putting too much load on it. Alright, so let me look back here. And yeah, let me bring that back over here. Okay, minimize that down. I'm going to share my screen one more time. Alright, we're going to do entire screen. Okay. Alright, so where I was going on to get a little bit more with the Discord. This is Chanda's Discord, okay? So again, people, these are your channels. Now if you notice over here, this is like I said, what you could use for somebody's YouTube channel. So let me see, I'll make it big so you guys can see it. So what you could do here is, you'd have your welcome channel, you get your little members, but if you see here, what I did here, I got some Discord tutorials, but this is for Chanda, right? So let's say you're a YouTuber. What you can do is you can set this up that only you can post here. Nobody else can post here. So you can post any links or whatever that you have that you might want to share. If you notice here, videos. You can post any of your videos that are coming up here, but you can also have the bot automate it. Like this one. See, all Chanda's live streams. So this is Chanda Guapa. Every time she goes live, it notifies everybody in the Discord, right? So therefore, you'll be able to keep up with her stuff. So if you don't get notifications on your phone, you can do it on the Discord. Also, community and stuff. Chanda shares pics on her community. I copied some of these and posted them for her to show her what she could do. But you could post your pictures or anything else that you want to share with your community over here. Because again, this is a community, right? Under the community tab, right? This section, this is general. So if you see here, when people join, this is where we all talk, right? Think of it as just like the home page, like on your Facebook, right? You got your wall, your main wall. This is where everybody communicates. So as you see, it's just like any other texting. You would type something here. You can also upload files. They have to be a certain size. You can create different threads. You can create a poll. So if you see right here, I created a poll for movie night. See, what is the time for the movies, that whatever that would be convenient for people. So I did that here. As you also see, you can do apps. And again, you can control all this on your side if you don't want your members to be able to do this stuff, right? But I put this because, like I said, there's nothing here that would actually be malicious. There's certain features. So if you come here, let's say we come back here. This is on the back side of the server, okay? So you can invite people to the server, but this is my server settings. Now remember, it's like what I was talking about websites. You got a front end and a back end. This is the back end of Discord, right? So this is where only you, who's the owner of the server or an admin or whoever you give a role to, but mainly you, especially if you're creating it, this is where you will set everything up, okay? So you also, if you notice here, again, there's videos that goes over this, but this is where I create my roles. So if you see here, you have an owner role, only you have that role, okay? You never get that. That's God role. Somebody gets that role, they have all the permissions. They could come in here, kick everybody, take over your server. So that's the main role. But then, as the server grows, I've got stuff set in place. See, like administrators, you can give them certain permissions on things that they can and cannot do, right? moderators, I have a bot row, and then here I have the standard member row. So I've got this member row for all the people that join, right? They get assigned a member row, because if you don't have the member row, I don't let you type. You can't share anything. You can read stuff, but certain things. See, like, and this is why I wanted to bring up these rows. Think about from a YouTube side, right? On our YouTube channels, I'm not monetized, but a lot of you guys who are monetized, you can set it up as tiers. You all have paid tiers that people can join, right? They get extra content, extra features. Discord could be one of those features. So let's say you have a gold, silver, bronze tier, right? People donate money to you, they pay you their monthly subscription or whatever. Well, you can say, hey, if you join the gold tier, you can have access to, right, on your server, right? So let's come back over here. Let's say this is Chanda's. You can have access to Chanda's stuff here. Or you can create your own little channels where you can have certain things for the gold members. Other people are not going to be able to view these channels. They don't have that row. So that's a great way to where if they want to do one-on-one talking with you or whatever, you can make that a gold tier type thing, right? Or a silver tier. Me, I don't do none of that stuff because I'm like, I'm not going to charge people to talk to me, right? I'm just an average person. I talk to everybody about it. But on a YouTube stuff, it's like a paywall. Because same with cybersecurity, specifically what we do when training, is we'll use mine on that. Yeah, we did it on mine here. If you see here, see I got my standard text channels where people can talk. But see, you can also hide channels. So here, people who join mine, all they're going to see is this channel. This is because, see, there's a lock next to them. You have to have a row. If you don't have this row, nobody will see this channel. The reason I have this is, you can opt in. Do you want to take any of my training? So therefore, I got it set up in levels. You have to go through this course before you could advance. See, these are the courses I got, right? This is the website stuff, right? We're creating it with Hugo. So you start out there. If you want to advance, the next one that you'll get, after you finish this course and complete it, see there's a study lab chat here. This is the chat that we can talk about working on the projects. These are the resources for it. This is some basics, so these are some of the videos and stuff that I do, and the labs. Once you complete this, you now get an advance, right? If you want to go to this course, Windows Linux Fundamentals. So if you click on it, it drops down. I got other channels here with resources. So as you see, as you progress, you get more rows if you choose to, if you're on the cybersecurity journey. See, the next course I would have is Networking 101, see? Networking 101, Cybersecurity 101, goes through pen testing. Then I got Programming Fundamentals. And then I'll add more courses as we go. And that's what this is. This is the syllabus of my courses. See, this isn't just a YouTube tutorial. It's a full course. It will take you, because all the content I have to make, you understand, I'm doing this out of the kindness of my heart because I'm trying to give back to others on the community to get people interested in cybersecurity. If somebody just wants to learn stuff, that's great and dandy too. I love to help doing that. My main focus is, though, to help junior people be able to get a career and build off of that, right? So I'm giving them all the fundamentals so now they can decide what do they want to do in IT in general. But we will go very deep. See right here, see? I got packet sniffing and Wireshark. See, module 1, buffer overflows. This is just one course. So I'm trying to say this could be 2 to 3 years. It's like I want serious people. People that actually want to learn. I'm going to give you the labs, all that. I can't guarantee you're going to pass a certification because I would never do that. But again, I'm giving you information for free. You're getting labs. You're getting hands-on. You're getting one-on-one directly with me. I'll help you answer any questions that you've got. Sometimes if I don't know something, I don't know it. We'll Google it together, right? Cybersecurity, there's just IT in general. You can't know everything. Technology is changing so quickly. And my rule of thumb is, if you think you're the smartest person in the room, you're the most stupidest person in the room. That's arrogance. Anybody that thinks you know everything, nobody likes that person. Like with me on YouTube. People don't realize, I've been on YouTube for a long time. Early 2000s, I've been on it. Now the thing is, because of my niche, my channel don't grow. I only started with 30 people. The only reason my channel's now grown to almost 900 is because of karaoke and a lot of the Filipinos supporting me and following me. But this is my passion. This is what I actually do. I teach people. But I like to sit back and have fun and chill and sing with everybody. You know, I like to do that as well. And I was talking with Nini. For my Filipino friends, if you don't realize, if you've been watching your news lately, I told Nini, I realized when I was first starting this, the reason I stumbled on the Filipino karaoke community, but my main thing was, you know what? I started looking at cybersecurity stuff. You don't really have any of that over there. And I was like, why are these people, why don't they have those type of jobs or skills and stuff? Because I thought it was an untapped market. So if you guys look at my earlier videos, I was catering to the Filipino people, trying to offer this because I was like, you know what? You're very talented people, very intelligent people. This is a market that hasn't been tapped. Well, evidently, I'm not the dumb one. Because guess who else was thinking the same thing? And I didn't realize this, and I've been reading reports and stuff about it. Elon Musk. Elon Musk has now put Starlink, offering it to the Filipino people. And yes, he's taking advantage of the resources there. And I think this will be, and that's why I told Nina, I think this is a great thing if the Filipino people actually take advantage of it. You're going to be able to pull yourself out. If people are struggling and stuff, I know the country don't make a lot of money, right? And Manila would say they make more money. But if you're into tech and stuff, this is an awesome opportunity for you. Cybersecurity and stuff you can do remote. But the thing is, what he's thinking is AI and all that. Filipino people are hard workers. We all know that. Very hard, dedicated, loyal people. So my thing is, like, yeah, there's a lot of these opportunities now that are actually in the Philippines. Now, if people want to do it, I don't know. But he's been hiring, there's a lot of engineers that are there. I was like, whoa, I didn't know all that. Now, a lot of this stuff is coming from Manila, because I get it. The other provinces, it's harder to tap into because they're more rural. However, Starlink, you understand, it's a satellite that offers the Wi-Fi we all know in the Philippines is really bad. I've seen the streamers when you get these blackouts. He's trying to build that infrastructure. You're going to have very good, fast speed internet through Starlink. But he's trying to invest in that country. Now, again, I don't know all the politics and all that stuff. I don't try to get into that. I have my views on the Philippines politics, which I've been following the news like a lot of you guys. So a lot of things in America, I pay attention to what's going on in my country, but after with being with Nini, and also I got my Filipino friends, now I'm following a lot of stuff. You got the YouTuber, what's his name, Veloitoy or whatever, the idiot, the Russian, that went over and disrespected the people. That's why I told Nini, if a lot of people don't realize, most Americans, what he did was despicable. I hope he gets a long prison sentence, which they're saying 20 to 24 years, because in America, he would have got murdered. He would have got shot. To steal a police officer's motorcycle and think it's funny, harassing, I mean, he was just harassing women, threatening them, stealing stuff. The guy's garbage. Most Americans were all saying, too, I want the Philippines to make an example of that guy. And the other part is that there was a Filipino cameraman who lives there in the Philippines. He thought all that was funny. The disrespect to the police, all that stuff. But I'm watching the news, yeah, they're hunting him down. And I hope that guy goes to jail too. I hope the Filipino people get justice. That was completely wrong. Then you got Duterte. Again, I like history. I like politics. I got other channels that I can talk about this type of stuff. Americans, we don't really keep up with a lot of foreign stuff. I'm just a little more invested in the Philippines, so I try to follow, keep up with stuff. So your politics, your history, all that stuff. Because again, if you guys haven't got to see, look on YouTube and stuff, look at the responses of what people think of the YouTuber that did that crap. You guys are very well respected, and I've seen it myself. Filipino people are very kind people. Very kind, friendly people. Even under the circumstances a lot of them live, you would think, wow, they shouldn't be so happy, but they are. You sing your karaoke, you do that, and it's like, yeah, and everybody knows they're great singers, but it's just the joyfulness and happiness. When you visit the Philippines, I understand like any other place, some people can be bad, right? We got thieves, we got people do that. But the majority of the Filipino people are very kind. They'll feed you while you're there, bring you to meet their family. Here, eat our food. Most other countries ain't that open and considerate. I mean, in America, we got people that are like that, but a lot of people aren't. New York and stuff, a lot of stuff ain't going to happen up there. In the South, we're a little bit more laid back. So again, I still believe 90% of all people are good people. Doesn't matter what country you come from, whatever. Then you got the 10% of people that are just bad. They don't care. They're selfish people. They only care about themselves. But that's the reason I wanted to do courses and stuff. Other people were telling me, dude, the Filipino people, they don't care nothing about this stuff. They just sing and all that. I'm like, the thing is, though, they do like hard work. And I do believe some people do like technology like I do. And that they're very talented at it. I've met a few Filipinos that are in IT. And the thing is, I can't speak on the Philippine salaries, but I can speak on the United States. Entry-level IT, right? Networking, whatever. I focus on the networking because we got an Amazon warehouse right down the road from me, okay? I think it's the third largest in the United States. It's a hub. With the education that I could teach them and stuff, there's a thing called Amazon Web Services, okay? Online. Remember, Amazon's huge. Everybody orders all the stuff off Amazon. They do hosting, their own thing. But again, they also have to keep their infrastructure up. Amazon Web Services, or even working for Amazon, starting out, and most entry-level jobs in IT, this is United States dollars, $55,000 to $65,000 entry level. I try to tell people in IT, in 5 years, if you aren't making six figures, $100,000 or more, this ain't the career for you. You're doing something wrong. Now, the thing is, trying to break into the industry to get your foot in the door, that's the kind of hard, because a lot of these companies and businesses, they want it all, right? They're asking for the world on many things. They want this certification, this. If you had all the certifications and stuff and requirements they're wanting, they can't pay you enough money. You understand? You are now valuable. And that's why I try to teach students and stuff. Don't let people take advantage of you. And when I even told Nini and other people, work smarter, not harder. Some people enjoy being outside, doing physical labor and stuff. I've had to do stuff like that. My thing is, though, you can work in an air-conditioned building, behind a computer, right? Sitting in your own little cubicle, or even work from home, make very good money. And again, I've been doing IT work for over 28 plus years. So I've started before there was an internet. And then when the internet built, right? Now with the world and stuff we're in, cybersecurity is one of the most highest paying careers in IT you could get into. There's some other ones you could get. But again, anybody can do this. I don't want people to think, oh, well, just because I do it, I'm not smart. There's a thing called, when people say, I just read a book or something that you haven't read. I watched a video or something maybe you haven't done yet. But you can learn this if you have passion. But you also got to make sacrifices. And again, this isn't for everybody. I understand that. I like to fish and stuff, right? But I don't want to go out on no fishing boat and do that all day. I couldn't do it. I'm just not built for that. I've done construction work too. It's hard work. I respect a lot of people's jobs. Because we're all, that little clog in the machine. We all need each other, right? To make the world go around. And when people say, oh, Filipino people, they're simple people. They don't really care about money. Yes, they do. Anybody that says you don't care about money, you're lying. I'm not going to say you got to make it everything, right? You don't have to worship it. But we all need money to survive, to put food on the table, put a roof over your head, take care of your children. And what I'm trying to say is, even in the Philippines, and again, some people want to just be a fish in a small pond. The world's a big place. The United States, right now, we have our border issues and stuff. It's a little harder to get into the United States now. We still do offer work visas. You understand, we hire a lot of people from India. Is India smarter than the Philippines? I don't believe so. Are they very good at math and stuff? Yeah, because they're taught that, right? Chinese, people say, oh, Chinese are really smart. No, they're not. They're no better than me. Well, I say, and again, because when you say that, though, everybody has our own skill. There's some things I'm good at and better. Let's say karaoke, for instance, right? I'm not a singer. I'm not a good singer at all. I know that. I don't claim to be. I'm not trying to be a professional singer. I'm not trying to get a record contract or any of that. Most of us who sing on here, we do it for fun. But then you got some people that are actual artists that do that as a career. See, I know like Roxy, her and her husband, that's what they do. Now, are they doing record labels and stuff? No. But again, if people follow their passions, just do what makes you happy. And I always teach people, if you're going to do it, it's a representation of you. If you do a crappy job, that means you're a crappy person. Your job represents you. So if you're going to sing it with all the passion. I don't even care if you're good. Sing it with all the passion. You can get better. I know I've gotten actually better. I'm not saying I'm a great singer, but if you listen to my first videos when I first started singing, no, my vocals have actually improved. Just like anything, if you practice at it, you'll get better. Everybody had to start somewhere. I didn't learn all this stuff. Now, you also got to think, too, I was a bit around before the internet. I started out on a Commodore 64. There was no internet. We had the intranet, which you understand. We had the old modems. You had to take a phone off, and that was long distance, and you were calling. I've been programming and stuff since a kid. Now, the thing is, though, technology's changed. Things have evolved. We now got cell phones. We got all these games. And that's the other thing. People that are gamers. My son, see, he loves to game. The thing is, I was teaching him, why don't you program games? You understand? You're doing stuff for all these other people, making them money. You're buying their products, and I get it. It's great. I love capitalism. We need people to purchase stuff. But the thing is, we all know, is when you got to listen to your consumers, right? So even like a programmer, you build an app and stuff. Yeah, this app don't work, or this website, this is crap. It's interesting when people make these comments, right? Can they do it, though? They haven't built anything. But I get it. At the end of the day, they are the boss. If they don't use the app or buy it, that's why startup companies, right? They invest money. You get shareholders, investors. But if you don't have a good idea and the consumer don't want it, it ain't going to take off. So you do listen to your community. Same thing with Discord, YouTube. I think we all kind of know it. I'm not monetized. I don't really care to get monetized from YouTube. I just want to see if I can reach that number. And if I can get monetized, yeah, why not? I get a little extra money. But is that my main goal? No, it's not. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to get 1,000. Right now, I'm close to 900. The big thing is those watch hours. See, I didn't realize, like, man, that's a lot of watch hours. I don't know how you guys are doing that. And the thing is, I've been listening to other people. And that's another thing in the community. I'd like to ask you guys. Give me some of your comments. Give me some of your advice and stuff. How did you grow your YouTube channels, right? Like the back end of it. I don't know all the monetization. I've helped other people build their YouTubes and watch them grow. I got friends that started out at the same time. They're over 1 million subscribers. They're big. There's some big YouTubers. Some of you might have watched them before. It's mainly cybersecurity, a niche, which you understand. You can grow, but you're not going to grow super, super big. You're not going to become Mr. Beast. I watch a lot of content. So that's the thing I'm trying to show people too is, yes, we all can learn from each other. And I love to learn. If people haven't learned that from me, I'm a sponge. I love meeting different people. I love different cultures. I love history. That's just me. But I just love to learn, right? I know I can be agitating. People are like, my God, you just ask requests and chats all the time and all that. I'm starting to realize too, I didn't even really know anything about OPM or Tagalog music. The thing is, people in the karaoke chats, right? They would sing songs about, hey, what's that song? I write them down. If you guys don't know, I got lists over here of a lot of different songs. So when you guys see me request stuff, it's because I wrote it down. I've even added some of that into my playlist. I go out and I listen to Spotify. I find all these different artists. I love music. I've always loved music. But now I get to add another genre of music into the music I already love. And that's what I love about, like, even with these karaoke communities, that we can all learn different things. We're sharing cultures. I'm learning a lot about Tagalog, Filipino culture, all the different provinces that are there, the history of the Philippines, especially World War II. It means it's very sentimental to me. I've had family members that fought in the Philippines, along with your grandfathers more than likely, to save your country against the Japanese. So when people think like, oh, foreigners, they don't care. Most Americans that are patriotic to our country, we have a very close connection. Because the Filipinos don't know, and I've told people this before, Your land is holy, sacred land to me and most Americans. I had family members that died on your land. Their blood was spilled, along probably with your grandfathers, against the vicious Japanese. You all have you have a United States War Memorial there for our fallen soldiers, as well your fallen soldiers against the Japanese. And I'm not saying Japanese people are bad, but we all know history's history. World War II, remember? They were on the Axis side. They were not the ally. They chose to fight with they chose to join forces with the Germans. And again, nothing wrong with German people, but if you supported Hitler and stuff, I'm not trying to be nasty, people, but if anybody supports Nazis or any of that nonsense, unsubscribe from me and leave my channel. I don't support any hatred like that. That was a genocide. I'm Russian if people don't know my actual descendants. So again, I came from, it would have been Ukraine at the time. It was Czechoslovakia, but the Carpathian Mountains. My grandmother came over during World War II. She was fleeing Hitler's regime. She had a brand on her wrist. She was about to be put on a cattle car. You know where she was going, a concentration camp. So the Philippines, World War II, I'm a history buff. But I like politics. I just got a wide range of interests. And I know I just went on a tangent. If y'all don't know, I'm bipolar. I'm not trying to make excuses. But my brain's just... I got a ton of information up here, and I just love to share it with people. But again, this is one of the courses. But again, I have multiple courses, and we'll even get deeper. And what people also don't know, I created another server that branches off that one. Once people get through with the courses, this is more like an advanced server. And there's different channels that people can go into. So if you see here, I got like cyber news, I got video games and anime stuff that people could share, but I also have training that was over here as well. So if you see here, I got like a red team channel, which goes deeper into penetration testing, deeper programming stuff. And you know what? Do I still got... See, I have a whole bunch of different ones. So I used to have a karaoke one. This is another one that I used to make here. So see, this is just like reports and tuts and stuff that I was sharing here. But yeah, there's different channels that you can branch out into once you get to a certain level, which will be focused more on your specialty. So again, I wanted to try to make like an online college. I can't call it a college legally because I can't give a degree. So that's what I was trying to offer people. So that's a little focus if you guys actually get to see like stuff I wanted to do. Now again, if we come back here on Chandos, this will show you more what you can do with your YouTube. Here, general memes, so if people wanted to share, goofy pictures and memes. You can share music with people. Maybe you're into art. You can share your art with your friends. You can share food. These are just ideas. You can create whatever channel you want. And it's easy to do this. So let's say, let's pick it. Okay, we'll do like mentor. Here, let's do this. Yeah, let's do this one. All right, so let's say Networking 101. All right, to create a channel, you just hit the plus sign. Now you pick what type of channel you want. It can be a text channel, voice channel, you can do a forum, you can do an announcement. You can also do a stage. What's cool about the stage is, let's say I'm doing a presentation. I'm the main speaker. You can now set up a stage where you can invite everybody. You can do it with a voice channel, but the stage makes it easier. It automatically sets up the roles and everything. So, if we come back to Chanda, so stage is really cool. So like I said, if you're doing presentations, or let's say you want to do a live event, set up a stage. You can have people come in. So again, they can't get on the mic. They can't talk. They're just there to listen. But yeah, you could do like a musical performance, right? And then you can also go live on YouTube. But you can also have a gallery of people in your Discord hanging out with you. So you can do IRL. So you can share pictures there. Here we got, see, movie trailers. So this is voice channels. So we created one. This is general voice. We got a karaoke channel where we can sing karaoke. Now think about, not only can we sing karaoke within the community, we can also stream it to YouTube. So therefore, another way, you don't have to worry about StreamYard. StreamYard is nice because everything's all in one, but if you know how to set stuff up, you could do it yourself. And then movie night, like I said, this is where we watch our movies and stuff. This is where I shared the movie trailers of different movies so people can view them, so they could vote if this is the type of movie you might want to see. See, so we could do that for movie night. And then this is for your community. You can have people share their links so they can promote their YouTubes and stuff. So like when you guys are on your YouTube, you get your little communities that come in and they'll be like, support our community. And then they put up all these banners and stuff. They can do that on your Discord there. And you can set it up where they can't spam. Because I know on YouTube, sometimes when I'm there, people will come in and they'll promote whatever their, was it a team or my YouTube, and they'll start spamming. You know, when people are sitting there trying to talk, again, it's not my YouTube, I can't control it. If anybody was to do that here, my bot's going to kick you. We don't do that here. If somebody wants to promote themselves and say, hey, can I share it? Yeah, you know, it's just politeness and courteous. But again, I'm not here to critique other people's YouTubes and what they should do and what they shouldn't. I'm just trying to tell people, yeah, like, to me, that's disrespectful. But again, if that's what other people do, that's on them. I don't like that. If other people are trying to talk in a chat and you get, you know, you can't figure out where you're at. So I got my links here. You can also post their videos. So like I said, they'll be able to post their videos, their live streams. I create AI music. So if you guys heard earlier in my stream, I was doing AI music and stuff. So you can share your own AI music. That's what I do here. And then I created, see, this is mine, but this is if other people want to share theirs. This on Chanda's. And then I got this one. This is a hidden channel. Only Chanda can see it. And you could do that within your community. So others who join Chanda or whatever, they can't see these channels. So this one they can see. YouTube Police, only Chanda can do that. And if you see here, this is all the AI music I created for her channel. And then I can post stuff so she don't have to keep downloading it. So she can actually play. I got a whole bunch of stuff I created for her. And if you guys ever need any AI music, just reach out to me and I'll make you some stuff too if you want to. I don't charge anybody or whatever. And again, if you want to say, hey, mentors created that, that's nice. You don't have to. But, you know, yeah. So again, I like giving back to the community as well, right? YouTube, anything like that. And this one is my mod and admin channel. So if you look here, this is only for the mods and admins. So mods have access to this one, admins here. This keeps logs of everything that people are typing. So the reason I do this is if somebody puts something here, that's why we have mods and admins. They want to, let's say they say something to somebody else and got them very upset, or they said something derogatory, or they made, you know, maybe sharing something illegal or something. I'm responsible for this server. Even though it's Chanda's, I own this server. So when you're an owner of a server, you're fully responsible what happens on your server. So you understand there's legalities. Same thing with cybersecurity and all that. Same thing with Discord, any app, Facebook, all of it. The United States, if you broke the law, let's say, I don't want to get into really dark stuff, but we'll just say CP. I think you guys have an idea what I'm talking about, you know, kitty stuff, right? If you're one of those, if somebody was to do that on your server, you do understand you can face legalities of that. So therefore, let's say they try to hurry up and delete the picture. Well, guess what? It's logged. So just because they delete it, and Discord keeps it on their servers anyway. So even though you deleted it, it's still there. We know you posted it. So the thing is, by United States and most countries, they have to keep logs for 90 days, just in case they get a subpoena from the federal government or the police. If they're doing an investigation, they're going to hand over all this information. Now, most companies in the United States will do it. Remember, we had an issue where we had a terrorist situation to where they used an iPhone. Apple got pressured by the government, and they were like, and I understand why Apple didn't do it. They didn't want to unlock and give the information because you understand that's proprietary. They're showing them security mechanisms, so they're going to have to Apple phones are harder to hack into. Now the thing is, when I say hack, the hardware, there's security in place. However, the user they're the weak spot. If I send you an email and phishing, it doesn't matter. I can still get on that phone and get behind the security because of the user. But to hack an iPhone, it is. Android's way easier. Unless you got security on your Android, you understand Android phones too, people don't know. There's no security on an Android phone. None. Zero. So unless you install an app or something to do it, but you got to be careful with the apps that you do because some of them aren't always legit. They're gathering information and selling your data and all that. And again, I can cover stuff like that if people really want to get deep into it. or we can go into OSINT, personal privacy, data collection, and all that. Years ago, I used to jailbreak and do phones like, was it like iPhone 5, iPhone 6, but after that, it's practically impossible, especially the new iPhones. Now people be, oh, iPhones, yeah, they're so, nothing's secure. That's what people need to realize. Even in networking, I always tell people, always assume that the network has already been compromised. Because a lot of times you don't realize hackers can sit there for years, right? You never know about it. And then finally, boom! Like, just to show you guys, here's something that's interesting. Yeah, let's do this, because I think I shared something like this before with people, but if you guys want to check real quick, you don't have to, but this is something that might be interesting, you might like. Go to your browser and just type in, have I been pwned? Right? Have I been pwned? Now what this website does is, it's made by a cybersecurity professional. You type in your email address, right? So we're going to use an old email address that I don't use anymore. And this is why I don't. Oops. This is an business that I used to have. I used to do PC repair. So if you guys want to email this address, feel free. I never use it, so, because this is why. See, type in your email address and it's going to tell you, have you been pwned? This means, has your email been compromised? Is it being shared anywhere else around the internet, right? And it's going to show you this is how it got hacked. So if you look here, there are cyber breaches every single day. So if you notice here, in 2019, it had nothing to do with me. I try to be as secure as I can, but you got to understand, these companies that you signed up for, sometimes they don't keep your information secure. Now, if you get hacked or you lose money, a lot of times they ain't going to pay you back. Sorry, another cyber attack. So Canva, if you ever use that, remember, YouTube had to create thumbnails and stuff, free service. But in 2019, the graphic design tool website Canva suffered a data breach that impacted 137 million subscribers. Were you probably one of them? Who knows? Possibly. See, the exposed data included email addresses, usernames, names, cities, and residents and passwords stored at BC crypt hashes for users not using social logins. The data was provided. This is why you never use the same password across all your platforms. If one gets leaked and somebody finds it, you're done. If you have it for your bank and your Facebook or your YouTube and all that, and you're using that same email with the same password, you're owned. That's why I say you never do that. Never use the same password. Gravatar. In October 2020, a security researcher published a technique for scraping large volumes of data from Gravatar, a service for providing globally unique avatars. 167 million names, usernames, and MD5 hashes of email addresses used to reference users' avatars were subsequently scraped and distributed within the hacking community. 114 million of the MD5 hashes were cracked. So a hash is an algorithm that's used to encrypt a password. But again, didn't take them that long. This is what happens when you use weak passwords. 114 million. Advanced Auto Parts. This is a company here in the United States that, you buy parts for your car. Well, I bought some parts, and look at this. In June 2024, Advanced Auto Parts confirmed that they had suffered a data breach, right? And it goes through all the information. This happens every single day. And a lot of times, some companies aren't transparent to even let you know. Now, by law, they're supposed to let you know. A lot of times you get an email, and people are like, well, I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to hide. What do you mean? And this is another thing I like to show people. I've shown this in many of my videos, but since I see we got a couple of people here, if you're interested in this, and again, I'm not showing you this to be malicious to people. Look up your own information. Watch. OSINT. I mentioned this earlier. We were gonna do this in .ctf, and I want to try to pick up that CTF. I think I'll do it on my Discord, so it don't eat up all my resources on a stream, because I don't want it crashing again. But OSINT stands for Open Source Intelligence. It's called OSINT Framework. Again, all this stuff is open source, which means anybody can use it. Now, for me to sit here and explain the tools and stuff to you, Because some people could say, by showing people this, they could do malicious stuff with it. I'm showing you, again, ethical reasons. Also, as you see, your people get hacked. I want to show you ways you can check to find out if you can find your information. Malicious, bad people can too. And they probably way better at finding it than you are. So I'm showing you techniques on how you can research your own self. And if you see your name or any of this information that pops up, go change it and secure it. Okay? So, OSINT framework, as you see, they break it down into categories here. So let's say I don't know somebody's actual name. Now again, I'm trying to be as direct as possible. If anyone, and I find out anybody that I know in any of my chats do this, I will turn you into law enforcement myself. If you do anything malicious with any of this information. Because again, for your own self. Usernames. So imagine, people are using usernames in the chat. That's why I don't use my real name. Some people like to use their real name. Again, not the most secure thing to do. Because you understand, this isn't the 1950s. We're in 2025. You can find anything you want about anybody. If you have a social media account, I know you, your family. I can know everything about you, even if I'm not your friend. And I'm not just saying me. Many people, and this information is freely available out on the internet. People have been warned about this. Oh, I don't care, social media. You're making a big footprint on the internet. The internet is forever. You understand? I'm getting one piece of a puzzle. You're giving me multiple pieces. The more pieces I get the full picture. When you share your pictures online, there's 3D, especially now with AI. You can take those images and I can reconstruct them. You understand? There's GPS coordinates. There's metadata and stuff in these pictures. I'm not trying to scare people, but just to let people know. You take a picture in your house and you throw it up on there, on YouTube, or you post it out online. You go to Google Images, blah, blah, blah. If those pictures are out online, people can take those pictures and you can reconstruct them. I can now make a 3D model of your home. I know where your bedroom is, and now you gave me the images. I know how everything's laid out in your house. If you've got children, you understand? It can get creepy. There are the internet. You understand? We're talking to the whole world here. If you do not know these people in real life, and even if you did, you still, I'm not trying to say be paranoid of everybody. The internet is still the Wild West. We try to put security mechanisms in place to protect people. But sometimes if you don't know how to do your own settings, because you understand, it's not just the bad people you got to worry about. It's these corporations. Your eyes, YouTube. See, this is the thing with people on YouTube. Yeah, you're getting monetized or whatever. They're using you. You are nothing but a product. YouTube does not care crap about you. They need you for ad revenue. You bring in the clients, people watch, you get monetized off of that, right? They say, well, my subscribers and all these people, they give me money and blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, you have no idea who the crap you're talking to in these channels. Hey, Vanch, how you doing? See, like you guys, you see me on YouTube. I'm being transparent. I'm telling people, I'm not going to go and tell everybody so much stuff about me, because you can get doxxed, which is illegal. But again, this tool you could say is a way to dox people. Again, you got a username, right? So you can use, these are different tools. Some of them all work, some of them don't, right? I'm not going to do some of this live because I don't want to dox somebody and get their information. Now again, this is just one part. Remember, there's different phases of recon. So these tools, so look here. What's my name, right? Name checker, know them. So I can just type in somebody's username. See if it pops up on any social media accounts. Possibly they'll give me some links. I can actually go view them, right? Let's say, hey, I got somebody's email address. Look, what can we do here? We can do an email search. We can do common email formats, email verification, right? We can do breach data. See, look here. See, have I been pwned? I just showed you all that site. Now again, you type in the email, but it's going to show you if. Because there's some good tools in here, but then some stuff. And again, this isn't for malicious. Cybersecurity people, this is how we can gather information on targets. You understand? We got to do the same things like a hacker does. But again, if you're freely giving your information through social media to everybody, that's on you. I'm showing people these are the dangers of what people do. And the thing is, when you make a YouTube channel, you just made yourself a public person. When you're walking down the street, and then people say, well, it doesn't matter where you are in the world at this point, right? Privacy is dead. There is no more. We, the people, all around the world, but especially even here in the United States, we gave up our privacy. During 9/11, we passed a thing called the Patriot Act. We let our government now spy on us because we were like, oh, we want to go after the boogeyman. They were supposed to go after the bad guys, but now they survey all of us too. Name anybody when you walk outside the door, you're not on a camera somewhere. Somebody's got a camera. You are filmed everywhere. There is no expectation of privacy in public. And people say, oh, but there's laws. Some states have two-party consent that you can't record. You think thieves care about that? They're not following the law. With the satellites in the sky, with our phones, does anybody remember COVID? Remember the apps that were tracking people who had the vaccine? That was really getting creepy. You understand, with phones, we can sit here. Your phone tells me everything about you. I can track your phone. The Department of Homeland Security, right? NSA here in the United States, we got a thing called the 5 Eyes, the 13 Eyes. We can figure out what's going on. This is government agencies. But now you got private businesses and stuff. They're not supposed to do certain things. But you are a product. YouTube is the same thing. They're making more money off of you. They need your content. You understand too, if people don't realize, when you post your content like I'm doing right now on YouTube, I just relinquished all my rights. Right? People say intellectual property. No, I posted it on YouTube. This is their platform. They own it now. This is theirs. They're allowed to make money off my intellectual property. Now the thing is, I'm not going to blame YouTube. What they're doing is not illegal. It's not wrong. I posted it. I'm the one who's sharing it. If I wanted to do it, make your own platform. Right? And you can do that. It's expensive. Any platform you use, you sign a terms of service. Read the fine print. They're making money off of you. Your content. And now, this is the thing I'm telling people too, just by following the information of things. I'm a little paranoid too. I love AI. I think it's a really cool thing, but it can get very dangerous because as we see now, deep fakes, you understand it's not just, it's scary when you think about politicians, Donald Trump or all these other people. Somebody cause a world war. People believe all this stuff on social media. Sometimes it's not even real. They're deep fakes. It's AI. Trump didn't say it. And this is the thing what people don't know too. Telemarketers, scammers are using it. You can talk to me on the phone. We can use AI. I can duplicate your voice. I need less than 30 seconds of your voice. I can now make your voice say whatever I want. I can create a YouTube channel, make an AI of you with your voice, making you say things you didn't say. And now we can have it sing. We could do all that. So I'm trying to tell people, welcome to the 21st century. This is 2025. So people think, oh, I have nothing to worry about, nothing to be afraid of. Hopefully I'm waking people up and yelling the alarm. You better. Once you got on the internet, it's like a driver's license, right? Everybody's got to get a permit before you drive. Just because you don't know how the internet works or you don't know how computers work, I'm trying to give people some information now to at least be able to defend yourself somehow, or at least keep yourself somewhat secure. But none of us are. Your data is done. And the thing is, I'm going to give you the hacker mindset. Like some of these malicious people, what they do. It's not about you. Oh my gosh, they're going to hack me. I'm going to get my bank account. I don't have any money, so I don't have nothing to worry about. People don't realize it's not you. Hackers are thinking. There's different types of hackers. You got some that are activists, political actors. What makes you? Your job, your career. Guess what? Let's say you're a nurse, right? And you happen to work at a hospital. Maybe it's a big hospital. It's not you they want. That hospital has a lot of public information. That hospital has records. The hospital probably has contracts and other things to other, vendors. That's an attack vector. I could get in. I can go after these people, and I can go after these vendors. You're the small fish. I want the well. You're the gateway. You're getting me inside the door. That's why most companies don't want you to plug your phone into a computer. Your phone could be compromised, and if you guys don't know too, let's say charging cables and stuff, for about, I think it's like $100, $80, $100, you can get it's plugged down there. But yeah, see, my charging cord, it'll look like a charging cord, but you can actually get a hacking cable. Now what it does, you think you plug it into your phone? I just owned your phone. And right here where you plug it in, there's a Wi-Fi device here that's sending that information to a command and control, which is my laptop, of all your data. And now when you take this and you plug it into your work or whatever, I just own their computers and their network. You get on one computer, you escalate privileges, you pivot out. Now guess what? I'm on your computer at your work, but now, you don't have certain permissions, but you have certain groups you might be part of, right? So let's say you're part of an administrator, or you're an accountant, whatever. Well, now I'm going to go to that one. But now sometimes you have administrators. I'm going to go to that person's computer, right? And escalate the privileges. Now while I'm on their computer, guess what? You probably have a director. They have more privileges they can do on their computers. They have financial records. Now if I can get to the IT department or HR, usually HR gives me a lot of the employees' information. And then you can call people on the phone, social engineering, try to get information. You understand? I'm already doing the recon. I'm looking up the company. This is what penetration testers do. We look up the company so we can find out about the employees. So now we know who to go after. We see the structure of the company, right? And with a company, think about it, goes even larger than that. They have investors in that company. They have different departments in that company, right? There's a lot of money in these companies. That's what they do. But then again, that's the ones that go after money. What about the ones that ain't even thinking about money? Right? You got activists. Some are political activists. Then you got terrorist groups that they're going after the infrastructure of your country. They want to take down the power grid. They want to take down the water. And again, this would be social media stuff. So again, let me show you here. Social networks. So let's say we take email address down, social networks. Any of these look familiar? Anybody use any of these? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, LinkedIn, TikTok, other social networks? Now the thing is, see, remember this MySpace? That's an oldie. But guess what? It's still around if you guys don't know. But again, information that I could see here and try to get as much information about people. See? Here's a search for Facebook. Find my Facebook ID, right? The Facebook email search. Now the thing is, are you starting to get the idea here? The more information you get about somebody, I can find out a lot about people. And now once you find out about the person, now you go into phase 2 or phase 3, whatever you want to call it, right? And now you get a bigger picture. And if somebody wants to come after you, well, guess what? Just because you don't share the information and you think you're secure, your friends are probably sharing your picture. Your family's probably sharing information about you. People share so much stuff on social media that if you ain't saying it, I guarantee your friends are. And then people want to say, this is where I'm located at. Hey, I went and ate here today and I did that. Why would you do that? If somebody wanted to do harm to you, they could follow the breadcrumbs. You're leading them right to you. So again, that's this OSINT framework. Here's another thing I want to show you here. Now this, I'm not going to go deep into. That's why I said, I could go deeper into these topics, but I'm trying just to touch upon the surface level, okay? To warn you guys. But again, if you study these tools and you go into them, you can do a lot with them. Now again, ethical purposes only. This is stuff that security people use all the time. Shodan's free as well, except you only get so many tokens, like I said, that you get to use on searching, but they also have a paid tier. Cyber professionals use this all the time. Notice it's a search engine for the Internet of Everything. IoT is what we call it. IoT, the Internet of Everything. Shodan is the world's first search engine for Internet-connected devices. discover how internet intelligence can help you make better decisions. Now, do you see what it just said there? Devices connected to the internet. What's connected to the internet? Your phones, your little game systems, smart devices. A lot of things use the internet if it's connected. Now think of it too on a bigger level. And this is what we're going to do. So let's say we want to explore. I'm not going to go into these, but just to show you things that we can search up. What about that? Industrial control systems. What would that be about? National security possibly? Water services, electrical services. Now the thing is, anything connected to the internet. What else is connected to the internet? Webcams? Security cameras? So not only can I see inside, if you guys ever watch some of these scammer videos when people go after the scammers, you know, they're cameras, CTC cameras, right? They got offices. Why do you think you can watch the scammers inside? You can use tools. Now the thing is, you can use tools or you can make your own. If you're a good programmer or you're skilled in it, yeah, you could do that stuff yourself too. But then, sometimes why recreate the wheel when you can use services? Now the thing is, I want to try, say you can do network and infrastructure, databases, video games. So I just want to show you guys like a, see, but I'm afraid is sometimes I don't want to relinquish any information that might be, let's see what comes up if I search that. I just want to give you some information if it shows, okay. I just typed in webcam, okay? Just a general word. I'm not going to click on these because sometimes stuff might actually pop up, right? If you notice here, it's got 4,436 results. In Hungary, we got 904 hits. United States, 711. Belarus, 401. China, 314. Germany, 307, right? Now you can click on these and it'll give me these. But now if you see here, see I can see images. I can view reports. If you notice here, it's telling me what this is. It gives me an IP address, gives me more information here. If you see, this is in Hong Kong. If you actually click on here, sometimes a webcam might open up. Now, sometimes this could be just legit stuff, where it might be just like a beach camera, you know, maybe filming the beach or something like that. Now, think about that too, though. If you're a hacker, and I know who you are, and I know you're happen to be going to a beach this day, well, we got free open cameras that are all over the place. So let's say I want to go look at a beach cam, and it happens to be the beach you're at. Now I'm watching you at the beach. See how creepy this can get? This can get really creepy. With phones, we can track you, right? The webcams, the security all over the place, we can track you. Oh, but you don't have access to the server. Some stuff you don't need to because it's connected. And with this tool, Internet of Things, if it's connected to the internet, I can more than likely find it. And again, this is more of a reconnaissance tool. And again, security and stuff. So again, I'm not showing people stuff to make this like, this is a malicious tool because it's not. Could it be used? Yes, because some people have criticized like, why do we have stuff like this, right? The thing is, I'm looking at it from the ethical side. It's a great tool for people that are using it for good things. I don't think we should keep products and other things from other people having access to because the bad people do bad things with it. If we're going to do that, let's ban everything, right? Oh, and by the way, to my Filipino friends, condolences. Condolences. Because I saw what happened, I guess it was in Manila. I guess it's the Naya, I think how you say, that airport. That some guy evidently, it looks like it was an accident, but he hit the gas and he killed that little girl. I think 2 died or 4 died. A lot were injured. But my condolences to the Filipino people. If you guys didn't see, it's on the news and stuff. But yeah, he ran over these people. Now again, at first I thought it was maybe a terrorist attack. It wasn't. It was actually, it wasn't malicious. It appears to be an accident. So again, yeah, my condolences to the Filipino people. But yeah, so this is some more information that you can actually look up. Shodan, and then I said OSINT framework, and have I been pwned? So a couple of little tools to check out. On my Discord, I have many other resources if you guys are more interested and wanting to check some of that stuff out. So if you click right here, like I said, my mentor's Discord, that's my classes. Again, just one of the modules that goes over a lot of the topics. And let's see. I thought I had some I got some. See, these are some different tools. So I always share different tools that you can use and stuff. And I try to keep stuff. I haven't really posted in a while. Let's say 2024. I really need to update a lot of this stuff. This is when I built this server. But I got a lot of new stuff I can start sharing and stuff. But I always try to keep up with the latest tools and questions and stuff. Same thing with my class resources. So right here, if you guys see what I was sharing with you guys today, this is how you download VMware Workstation, give you the link for it that I'm using for my virtual machines. This is where you get Kali Linux. And this is what you do after. You can go to VulnHub and you can get the images like the Mr. Robot. I did a CTF for that. Same thing kind of with this forensics one. And if you scroll down, 15 things to do after installing Kali Linux. Just to make sure you get your updates and all that stuff. Then we got the general voice, we got some music, we got some karaoke if you guys want to hang out, share some music. I have movies and stuff as well, so we can do a movie night. And then like my classes. If you guys are interested in, like I said, cybersecurity, networking, learning how to do a website. So if you find any of that stuff interesting, definitely come out and hang out with me. See, resources. See, this is stuff from my classes. I also had a Google Classroom. I think I might still have the account. I might have to set it up again. But if you guys like even that type of format, if you don't like the Discord format, I want to try doing some stuff more on my Google Classroom. So therefore, and again, my courses and stuff will be like a classroom. You will get assignments, you will get homework, you will get graded. You don't get to advance unless you pass the class. And again, people are like, well, I'm not going to do all that. That's stupid. Why would I do that? Then, this information isn't for you. But the Discord, I'm saying everybody's welcome if you want to learn and all that stuff. So people think like, he don't know anything and he's just making I told you I do this for a living. I like to share information and I will give people as much education that they need. And again, I've got plenty of training of stuff that I've watched and I've used to get certifications. So what I do sometimes too is I'll watch some of their content and then I put it in my words because I don't want to do plagiarism. And then I set up labs. And just to show you guys here, I can close that off for a second. I can't show it here, but I got networking labs. Okay, I got a lot of cybersecurity labs. So actually, I do still got it here. What am I talking about? This VM right here. These are different things I got. Some of these are CTF, but GNS3 VM, this is a whole networking lab. It's a virtual machine, which will give you Cisco, right? So you have Cisco routers, you have switches, right? Then we got firewalls that are in place. We have IDSs in place. We can set up a full enterprise network. And then what we could do is, after we design it and set up so you know the networking side, now we can go hack it, right? So therefore, we can also create, like I said, a team that's going to be a SOC, Security Operations Center, that's going to try to prevent the network from getting hacked by those hackers. And we designed the whole network. So I'm trying to say, we can build out some really cool things. And again, this is also how you learn your networking, through different labs. There's Cisco Packet Tracer as well, which is free. So here's my Eve Labs, CTF's here. This is a seed lab. This is more of a virtual machine, Metasploitable. These are things for hacking. This is stuff from my courses. So right here, say I got different labs. The Kali Linux lab, buffer overflow, that's that first module that I was sharing with you guys in my Linux, or in my Discord. Here we got a forensics one. So if you guys are into forensics, it's a virtual machine, an operating system that you can do a lot of forensic stuff in. CSI Linux. These are CTF, Symphonos. These are more things that I'm doing for my training and stuff. Metasploitable, Metasploitable 2, Metasploitable 3, Windows Server 2019. So now you can understand about how to run a Windows Server, but also how we can I made it vulnerable so we can attack it, right? So you can learn Active Directory and all that as well. Here we got a Ubuntu virtual machine. I got a dev setup, and then all these was in my last video, or maybe the one before, I shared some of this stuff. And these are just more challenges and things to better educate people on cybersecurity and how we do hacking and how just just labs. So I got tons of labs. I got books. I've got plenty of things to share with people, articles and stuff. So yeah, you have plenty of resources to get you going and stuff. So that's pretty much a good little rundown of my cybersecurity stuff. I really wanted to do some hacking and stuff. I'm at what, almost 3 hours? I had 6 hours and stuff. Yeah, it's 1:19 for me. So I think I will call it a night. And as of tomorrow, my StreamYard is going to reset, so I have my 20 hours back. So again, I was just trying to burn them, but I guess it's okay. Anybody need 3 hours? If anybody's still sticking around, anybody need 3 hours on a StreamYard? Because I'm saying, I can give you my credentials if you want to log in, and somebody, if you want, you could stream on my StreamYard. Stream it to your YouTube and stuff, and you get 3 hours. So they're 3 free hours. Because if I don't use them, I'm going to lose them. So, all right, going once, going twice. Any takers? All right, I guess not. Well, thank you guys. Hopefully you found this information somewhat good. I know a lot of it was kind of repetitive. I've talked about a lot of this stuff before. Hopefully, like I said, join the Discord. And yeah, we'll do some more of this CTF challenge. I got plenty of them, and we'll work our way through it. And I'll definitely be doing some more karaoke and stuff too if you guys want to come and check it out. So on that note, I'm about to finish me some water. Go have me another cigarette. And just want to say, Simplify and Oorah. Thank everybody for coming out. Oh, if you guys don't know too, I met a friend. Her name is Filipina Cha-Cha. She was in the chat earlier. She's probably up at the very top. But actually, let me see here. Because I thought I gave her a role. Let me see. That was probably on my YouTube. Yeah, wait a minute. Can I? Yeah. If you can, let's see. Well, let me do it. Okay, see, I shared it right there, but that's her, Filipina Cha-Cha vlog. But if you go to hers, you click on it, you can go to her channel and stuff. It was her birthday. I think it's today. So if you can, like I said, go over there, give her some support, maybe wish her a happy birthday and stuff in the comment section. And like I said, she does a little talkie. So if you guys like that type of content stuff, I think you'll probably like her channel. So definitely go over there and support her. And on that, happy birthday, Mrs. Filipina Cha-Cha. Hope you have a great birthday and you enjoy the rest of your weekend, or rest of your week, everybody. And possibility, I'll see you guys hopefully maybe this weekend. I'll do maybe some karaoke streams, but I'll definitely see you on the Discord. So if you haven't, definitely join. I'm going to keep saying it over and over. Join the Discord, please. But if not, it's fine. Like I said, I hope everybody has a great night. Thank you guys for stopping by. Hope you found the information useful. And if you have any questions and stuff, you can reach out to me on my YouTube. You can leave me a comment and stuff, and I'll help you with whatever. Need some AI, whatever. I'm always around. I love you guys. Simplify, Oorah. As always, keep smiling. All right. You guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.